Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another top 5 podcast discussion thingy. Today we're doing top 5 RPG franchises, and I've got Reese
Hello.
and Red with me here today.
What's up, man?
So nominations for top 5 RPGs, which I completely forgot to actually list them off last one we did, are Super Mario RPGs, and this includes the Mario and Luigi series for Game Boy Advance, the Paper Mario series for N64 and GameCube and Wii, and Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. Pokemon, which includes all Pokemon handheld games, and Coliseum and Pokemon XD. Basically, if they had a main story where you could catch Pokemon and level them up, they're included. Doesn't include Pokemon Snap and all the other
Boo,
off
boo.
games. Final Fantasy, which includes all main series games. Kingdom Hearts, which includes all main series games. Xeno, which includes Xenoblade and Xenogears. Dragon Age, that includes Dragon Age Origins, Awakening and all its DLC. Um, Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Tales of, which includes
Yeah.
Tales of, insert word here. If it's got that in the name, it counts. I've got Witcher, which is Witcher 1, 2, and 3. Persona, which is 1 through 4. I know I have the logo for 5, but can't really rate it since it's not out yet. Elder Scrolls, which is Elder Scrolls 1 through 5,
There,
and I guess
question.
online as well. Yes.
Oh, so we are counting online there. That's my only question. Okay, you're good.
I mean, you shouldn't dock it points if you don't like online.
Oh, no, no, no. I thought we were just
But
gonna add.
but
That's cool. I like it.
if there's cool things about it, then go ahead. The Soul series, which includes Demon Souls and Bloodborne. Um, Golden Sun. Diablo, and Fallout.
Honorable mentions.
I didn't even make the list for honorable mentions. Honorable mentions were Fire Emblem.
Chrono Trigger.
What else is on there? Chrono Trigger.
It's a standalone, so it's not really a series.
I probably should
So
have.
we
I should
did.
have made a list for
It
them.
just occurred to me that we missed a pretty big one.
What did we miss?
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls is on there.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's the little
Oh, thank
the-
God.
Ouroboros thing.
It's
Okay.
the booty hole.
Yeah, no,
You're good.
don't worry. It's on there.
I was like, damn. I would knock several of these down before Elder Scrolls. So, never mind. Sorry about that. False alarm.
Also, I probably should have done some leveling before this. How is the volume levels?
I don't
Chat.
know.
How do we
Yeah,
sound? Am I just overbearing like usual? That's the question.
Oh yeah, we'll put Borderlands in the honorable mentions also.
I feel like we're missing a game that involved dragon.
Dragon Age? That's in
No,
there.
it's a.
Oh, Dragon Quest. Sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a huge honorable mention. That the only reason it's not on here is because I don't think any of us have ever
I've never played it, but I've
really
heard good
played
things.
volume's good. All right.
Seems good.
What is PSO?
Piece of shit.
That's POS.
I was close.
All right. Well, um, who wants to go first this time? I think I went last time because you guys made me because I never go first.
It's your show.
I like this.
Fine, whatever.
Let's put you to the fire.
Oh, yeah, Phantasy Star
Oh, that's a good one.
series.
And Dragon Quest. I know that's a good one. I never played it myself, but
Yeah, I mentioned that one.
And forgot Destiny since that's the most popular thing right now.
yeah.
This is actually really hard to choose. Now that I actually look at it. I'm gonna start with. How about Mass Effect?
Ooh, I didn't think you
Whoa.
would put it that
I
far.
love it. I really love the game. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought I was
It's a
gonna be the
great
first
game.
one to stab myself. Okay.
Don't you love those games?
I absolutely love these games, but I see the RPG value in other ones a lot more.
Hmm. Interesting.
I mean, I think this is a great action game, and I think it's a great shooter.
Yeah. Issue I have, I think it was it 2 that had such a letdown ending of the story.
3.
3, yeah.
The end of 3 was just an absolute mess. Which I actually loved the theories behind it more than I like how they actually tried to fix it. Like way more than they actually like tried to fix it.
And Mass Effect is a game you can actually choose what you want to do for the most part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
I mean, like you can be. I mean, you can't necessarily be evil because your end goal is the same, regardless. But you can be a total dick about it.
So what's the reason why you want to kick it first?
Because I don't know what else to kick. To be completely honest.
Oh.
Um,
Like, is the story shoddy? Is it a decent story for the most part? Is it?
no, everything about it's great. I think that it lacks a lot of RPG elements.
All right.
Like I think it's a great shooter. Like it's an amazing shooter, but to beat most enemies, like you usually can't even tell that you've been leveling up, other than the fact that you're gaining new skills. Um, but it's not a standard. Oh, I'm gonna do more damage or take less damage. Process of leveling up. I don't know.
All right.
And the fact that they changed those elements every game. Like it wasn't even a consistent RPG experience.
Really?
Yeah, like they tried to do it differently because Mass Effect 1 was the truest RPG that was in the series. Um, with like you collect different weapons, you had an inventory that you had to manage, bunch of stuff like that, and then they kind of simplified it for Mass Effect 2 and 3 to focus more on the action skills and that kind of stuff. But I don't know, but there's classes and stuff like in a typical RPG.
And you can sort of choose how to play. Like, I mean, you're doing shooter stuff, but
Yeah, so there's basically a triangle like so there's biotics, tech, and combat, and you can specialize in either fully specialize in one or half and half between two. And those are basically what determine the classes that are there.
interesting.
Did you guys not play Mass Effect?
No, unfortunately, I've been
Oh, I
I've been
highly
tempted
recommend
to
it.
for a long time, but I played a little bit at or at like of the first one, and I don't know, I just didn't play anymore. Now I just have like 1,000 games to play. So I mean, the cinematics and the story seem so cool. Like even if the ending isn't what a lot of people wanted, I know the journey is quite fun and well received.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Nick, our companion who is not here, and Keaton were playing it, they toward the end of the third one, they were talking about their games, and two guys were like best friends in Nick's game, I think. And in Keaton's game, the planets that those two guys were from were at war.
Yes.
I'm like, my goodness, that's quite a stretch.
And well, one of the best things about it is it carries over your save data from the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
And there are so many different outcomes for what can happen during those games
Yeah.
that once you get towards the end of the third one, like your game, even though you're probably doing like similar missions, Like the companion missions and things like that can vary immensely.
Hmm.
Um, I really don't want to kick it yet.
Why'd you
I just
nominate it?
because you guys made me go first, and I just
I
grabbed one.
I haven't played, but I've watched my friend play it, and I enjoyed watching him play it more than me actually playing the game. And the game doesn't feel like more of a. It's more like a shooter RPG,
It is.
which is
It's definitely a shooter RPG.
yeah, which doesn't have that. I think it's lacking the RPG a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's why I think I won't be totally output going. Because I think Mass Effect is a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if you kicked it now, just because it doesn't have what some of these games are. All these games are having.
Like if I did a top shooters list,
Mm-hmm.
I'd throw this on here.
This game, I mean, well, again, I play Borderlands a lot, so it's labeled as a shooter RPG,
Right.
and the game seems familiar as that. Is it has its RPG moments, but it's more of a shooter.
Yes. It's even tactical in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons that I like it so much is I like games where you have a big party and basically all the characters in your party are very fleshed out. So that's one of my favorite things about Mass Effect. But I don't know if that really even applies to its RPG aspect.
Well,
It's kind of a BioWare staple though
Mm-hmm.
that they do that. And the other reason I did that is because I nominated both Mass Effect and Dragon Age, both BioWare franchises. And I would put Dragon Age farther than Mass Effect.
All right. I mean,
So that's my main
if you would kick it,
argument right now.
I won't disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing.
All right, unless Nick comes in and rages about it, we'll go ahead and kick it.
I know he did. He did really like the Mass Effect games, but
Yeah,
you know what? He should have been.
and
on
there's a lot of good footage here for it too. I mean, I know it's mostly
the
cinematic,
cinematics
but
are sick though.
oh, they're amazing. Welcome back, Chizord.
Chizord.
All right, cool. Got mine out of the way. I'm gonna leave that tab open though in case we need to talk about it again.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Who wants it? You want me or what?
Sure, why not?
Red.
All right. There's three I'm looking at that I want off this list as soon as I can.
See, I couldn't look at any of them and say that.
No, because I mean, some of these games that I'm a stream monster. I rather watch some of these games than actually play the game
Hmm.
because I can.
That still makes it a valuable game, though.
Yeah, and I can only spend so much time playing games as it is because streamer life. You only play so many games in your life. I kind of want to kick Kingdom Hearts,
Ooh.
and I love this game, and I don't want to kick it.
Oh, really?
And it's anything with my next choice would be Mario, but I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts it's a fun game, but I feel like they re-released the same game 100 times right now.
I only played the first one.
Okay, well, if you played the first one, you've played the second one. It's a very fun game. It's a lot of action, and it's what Final Fantasy is trying to become now, which it already is a lot of this hitting, and you don't have to turn-based gaming anymore. And this game is good. This game is fun, very interactive. The story I kind of think is meh. It's just a way to mix Disney and Final Fantasy together.
Really? I thought the story was probably one of its stronger parts.
I don't. I think the gameplay. was what made me keep playing Kingdom
That's a
Hearts.
good thing, too.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that it was a mix of a hack and slash RPG,
mhm.
and I don't think that it particularly excelled at either aspect.
I won't disagree with that because I mean the game
Because-
overall was good. It had two good things, but nothing great about it.
Hmm.
At the time,
the
like
characters
I
are
actually
cool.
liked it as a hack and slash, but then I played games like Bayonetta, and I'm like, man, other games have this hack and slash element
Mm-hmm.
like way more evolved than this.
And
But
the button cinematics are pretty cool too, which is like I'm not used to seeing that in a Disney related game. I mean,
oh, did it have
yeah, it
like
had the same thing what Resident Evil started doing, and you click one button to make sure you dodge
quick
or
time
some shit.
events?
Yeah,
I hate quick time events.
I mean
But
sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're worthless. Like if you're in
It depends.
if you're doing
if the cinematics are cool enough and
Mhm.
it's not like, oh man, mash this button 30 times
no, it's just one.
every boss fight. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
just
don't know.
one
Resident
button to
Evil
make
4
sure.
did the quick time
Yeah.
events the best.
You click one button to make sure you don't lose half your health or some shit like that. I mean, because if you don't click the button, you're pretty much gonna be like, oh, look, when half your health is gone. Good luck being handicapped.
Epic Clutcher 94. Lollipop Chainsaw for me beats Kingdom Hearts.
And sir, I think right there is you lost all privileges of having an opinion today.
Yeah, Lollipop Chainsaw is
Red, you don't
underrated.
like Lollipop Chainsaw?
Dude, it's a money grab with tits involved. Come on.
You know what I've actually
That
heard? Have you
sounds
actually
like
seen
your
it?
style, though.
That's
It's a
not a
game.
bad point, Mr. Rule 34.
Uh,
Is,
mean,
is she too humanoid for you?
she's
Oh
too
my
lollipop.
gosh.
She's too lollipop for me.
I've actually heard.
Yo,
I know we're
Bayonetta's pretty
sidetracking.
lollipop.
We're sidetracking a bit right now, but Lollipop Chainsaw is apparently like pretty funny and like a neat like criticism of how like females are portrayed, like characters like She Looks.
Yeah, I've heard that it's not as
It's not what it looks like, which is what it's going for.
yeah, basically.
But not the discussion right now.
Right.
I mean, we should have added it.
Oh
when we
god,
had a chance.
look at this.
The game
Why,
is
why
so
why did they
good.
make a Kingdom Hearts mobile?
Why
Like,
not?
Every game has a mobile.
It's called,
Because
it's
look
called
at-
making money. They made money
Look at
this
how
way.
ugly this is.
They had it on of course they had it on the like handheld for the DS, mobile. Ugh,
Holy
dude,
fuck,
that
what
looks
is this?
horrible. Holy
It's
shit.
Kingdom Hearts mobile. I had no idea that it was that it was a game.
So bad.
Mm. But
Okay,
yeah,
I'm okay with kicking Kingdom Hearts.
me too. The game is fun. The fun character. You have really cool support with you. I mean, you will have fun playing this game. This game is not bad in any sense. You will enjoy playing
I actually just played it yesterday at Casey's house because I was trying to beat a level for her for the first time in like decades. It has certainly aged, I'll tell you that much.
But you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and
Especially get to
but
beat
I'm
Cloud
willing to kick it too, even though
Mhm.
I like it a lot because it also doesn't really have the DS games with like the cards and stuff.
Mhm.
They were way more RPG element, I feel like, than the main game or games.
I was also probably really bad at it because it took me like
That's probably true for me too.
3 days to beat Cerberus in the first one,
Uh,
and I was like, oh my god.
Maybe I'm the hack and slash pro in this damn talk because oh my god, this game was not hard. Now the ending, yeah, it took me about an
Like, this
hour.
was
but-
like a long time ago,
I agree, but goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
I was
Oh, I am older than you.
and
Never mind.
I've
Forgot.
played. I don't know. I could probably go back and do it now because I'm pretty sure Bayonetta 2 was a harder.
I mean, it was easier, I think. But again, we're
Oh,
not
okay.
subjected.
All
Game's
right,
awesome.
so we're gonna
Bye.
go ahead and boot Kingdom Hearts, but it's not a bad game by any means.
Mm-mm.
Just leave it at that.
as we're always saying, we're still talking top 15, so
Right.
still
Talking
quality
best of
games.
the best.
In our
did we
opinions,
really
these are not
forget-
facts.
Grand Theft Auto,
That's not an RPG.
Really an
Oh.
RPG.
isn't it?
Okay, if I left this like that open ended, then we'd be missing a ton of games.
I mean, it really. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna disagree, but it's like the one you can actually be whoever you want to be. Almost.
yeah, but like,
yeah.
okay, I should have defined RPG.
I'm just giving you our
um,
time, dude. Don't worry about it. Just fucking with you.
All right.
I just want to like,
Okay,
like,
I was
hey.
gonna say that has so many more predominant genres than RPG.
Yeah, I got you.
We're talking about a predominantly RPG genre, I guess.
I got you, dude.
Get Hopkins.
All right. I think it's chat or Reese.
Or Reese.
Hello. let's see. We'll let chat go after me, Cestes.
Okay.
Let's see here. So we got rid of that one, got rid of that one. Look at that, we're being productive. You see, I guess I want to kick out ones I know better, you know? Like,
Well, you can nominate ones you don't know and then expect us to try to tell you what's good about it. Oh, I think Nick just said
yeah,
something.
I'm responding to him. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to nominate the shoot, I'm kind of torn between a couple of them. I'm gonna say the Fallout games.
Oof. Nick better get here quick then.
I'm okay with this because fuck dog meat.
Rude.
Are you trying to trigger Draco?
A little bit. A little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna throw my opinion down there. Elder Scrolls is better than Fallout in most aspects. It's not a bad game. Fallout 3 is probably its strongest entry in my opinion.
Yeah. Or
It's
New
not, in my opinion, top 5 material because I have very not much else to say about it, to be honest.
Draco, he just said must stay calm.
Also, Fallout to me, when again I watched you play it and I watch streams and over and over and over. The game seems fucking boring as hell to me.
So that's one of the things about RPGs is they're not all fun to watch. I mean,
Nah.
I'd say a majority of them are not.
I played the first one, and I hated it, and I never picked up a series ever again. I'll watch it, but I won't. Sorry if I hate that.
Did you play Fallout 3? Fallout 3 was the first one that I played.
No, I think it was Fallout.
Like, you actually played this, like, top-down?
Just making sure I'm not looking at the wrong thing real quick.
Because I mean, the early Fallout's are pretty different from the.
Oh yeah, but
Open
yes,
world.
that the one you're showing right now. Yeah, I played that. It was.
Oh, see, I didn't.
I didn't like it, and it as you're showing right now, I was games. I'm like, fuck this shit, and I offed the hell out of it. Now people were.
Fallout 3 here was, like, where it's at, though.
Oh yeah, Fallout. I mean, I could tell it's a different game, and the game looked good. Like that, what you're showing right now, it's a good looking game. Still get boring as hell though.
Oh, I hear.
I don't know.
somebody new.
I wouldn't have described it as boring as hell.
Oh yeah.
Like, in any sense. Like, I don't think I've ever been bored playing a Fallout game.
I'm glad you're the only one that hasn't been.
I mean, I guess boring, but it's going to be the case with most open world games. There comes a point, it's totally applicable to Skyrim and Oblivion,
Yeah.
where it's like you get to a point, you do the big missions, and then no matter how many times, it gets to feel like a chore, I guess. And then you're like, yes, new mission here, and like Skyrim had evolving missions, technically like almost infinite, but it wasn't. It was.
Right, it was go collect something.
It was the
again.
same mission, just different places on the map. But I mean, I guess you got to figure out what is the appeal before that happens, and Fallout definitely had some really, really good ones. Like in Fallout 3, that's the one I definitely played the most of. There were like the child slave kind of area. You got to choose if you wanted to join up with the child slavers or do what people should do and save them, blow up Megaton or don't, etc., etc. It just felt sort of the same over and over again. I feel like everyone, when they play a Fallout game, when a new one shows up, it's like, yeah, this is cool, and then it drops super hard.
Yeah,
People just
like I
completely
haven't
stop.
played through Fallout 4.
Yeah,
I like the premise
Like,
of it.
I
I
played
really
it
do.
for a good week, and then like I stopped playing it, and I haven't gone back.
Haven't gone back.
So yeah, I'm okay with it being off. I see that Nick is in.
I think he made a
Voice
noise
chat.
for a second.
I
Yeah,
don't know if he
I'm here.
is. Oh, you are here.
Why didn't you
What's
announce
up?
your presence?
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions on removing Fallout 4 or Fallout from this list?
top
Yeah,
five.
I mean, it was totally one of those things where I played Fallout 3 and New Vegas to completion, uh, back on Steam years ago, and I loved them, and I've replayed at least sections of them many times. But, and this is especially, it's true for Fallout 3, but even more so for Fallout 4, that I think I put about 37 hours into Fallout 4, and I was so severely overleveled from doing all the side missions that everything forward was just like atrociously boring. Like, no challenge whatsoever, no skill involved. I had 10 copies of every weapon and sidearm. And that was a huge problem for me in Fallout 3 too. Is that I always end up hitting a wall, and I can't finish what I'm doing. And like I like forced myself to put a few more hours into Fallout 4 over the course of a few days, and I hated it. Like, it was so fucking boring, and I never finished the game, and I don't think I ever will. So, in terms of like staying power, like, Fallout's really good at getting you started and getting you interested for the first dozen or 2 hours, but then after that, for me, it's always just like I become so bored.
All right, that's a really solid
That
closing
was
argument.
that was
for
the most concise thing anyone has said so far today. We've all been like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like good. It's like okay. And you're like, listen up, fuckers. I know I'm late, but here's my goddamn opinion, and y'all are gonna believe it.
Well, we haven't hit the games I know, so.
Also, I don't know if you can see the stream at the ones that we kicked.
Yeah, I saw it.
But I don't know if you agree with Mass Effect being off already, or if you wanted to throw some more insight on it.
I mean,
Basically, the closing conclusion that we had there was that it's a great shooter, it's a great adventure game, missing a few like RPG like elements, so it doesn't really feel like one all the way through.
yeah, that's true. I think in terms of storytelling and narrative, it's one of the best out there. But in terms
Narrative, that is the word that I was looking for.
of yeah,
Earlier, I was like, it's a great.
yeah,
Like,
in terms of
it's just a good.
in terms of
It's a good
your
piece of
player
work.
in terms of your player actions having a decisive, a specific and noticeable effect on the narrative. It's one of the best RPGs up there. But in terms of gameplay, it is very non-traditional. Yeah, I mean, it's a shooter, so it's a cover shooter. So it doesn't. In one area, it's a brilliant RPG. In the other area, it doesn't really fit at all. So I mean, I fucking adore Mass Effect, and it's probably in my
Absolutely.
it's definitely
Like-
in my personal top 5. But like objectively, it's not quite an RPG, I guess. So that kind of works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I mean, I urge everyone who hasn't played Mass Effect to do so.
Yeah.
I might even do that at some point on stream. I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's see. We were gonna let the chat go next because we've each nominated one so far.
Yeah.
Let
Do it.
Let Nick go. and do the chat.
Except for you.
Oh.
Do you want to let the chat go, or do you want to go first?
You can let the chat go.
All right, chat, come up with something. I've seen Mario nominated in there. I've seen Elder Scrolls. Good luck getting that one off there this early.
Well, let's just chat. Just really just hurry up with this selection here.
Well, there's the ones that I
Mario, Elder Scrolls.
just said.
Mario.
Two for Mario.
See, whoever gets to 4 nominations, we'll have the top.
3 years later.
2 for Elder Scrolls, 2 for
Ooh.
Mario.
Nah, it's Regia again.
I really like Regia. He gets 2. He's a super delegate. Topical. Oh, excuse you, Cestes. Cestes is out of here. Banned. You too, Regia.
All right, Regia switch votes. So we got 2 Mario, 2 Witcher. There's another Witcher.
3 Witcher.
Oh,
All right, let's talk about the Witcher then.
All right.
4 Witcher. All right, that's it. I think that's it.
So that glitchy mess called Witcher. Go ahead, guys.
What are you talking about?
Uh,
Elder Scrolls is more of a glitchy mess.
Oh, I
It
didn't
has
know.
been
Yeah,
every-
they
Every
both
game,
are.
every game,
Every step of the way has
is a
been
glitchy
worse.
Mess compared to Witcher 3.
Okay.
Yo, Witcher 3 was a solid game.
I mean, okay, I guess I'll start. I mean, because in terms of an entire franchise, The Witcher 1, I didn't play it, but my understanding is that it was like a small indie game that was successful in the people who played it, and they liked it a lot. But
Super niche.
it's super niche, didn't gain much traction. Witcher 2 is a bit of a moderate step up from that, like a really celebrated game, but, and everyone's played Witcher 3 because it was Game of the Year last year, and everyone was on everyone's top 10. It was like
Greatest
in
game
everyone's
all
top
time.
3, greatest game all time. Yeah.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Don't add me to that list, cause fuck that. Shit.
Okay.
Other than me.
Greatest game all time.
I had the exact same problem with Witcher 3 that I did with Fallout 4, where I
Yeah.
absolutely adored it for about 40 hours, and then like for
Hit a
me, I'm just not. Yeah, I hit a wall. Open world games are not for me, and they never have been. It's always right around the 30 or 40 mark where I love it, and then very suddenly I'm just like, I'm so fucking bored because it becomes, you realize it's the same thing over and over, just in slightly different formats. And I mean, like, I will say, on behalf of The Witcher 3, the narrative and the storytelling and the cinematics and the dialogue, some of the fucking best I've ever seen. Like, the quality of the storytelling is pretty much unmatched as far as I'm concerned. I had some extremely rare and wonderful experiences with the game, but again, in terms of gameplay, it just lost me at some point, and I wasn't having fun anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of my enjoyment from video games is progressing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're taking, and like, I was really involved in the story of Witcher 3.
Yeah, me
But
too.
there's so much to do in between that you kind of have to do if you even want to be leveled enough to do
Yes.
the story.
Yeah, it's a
That
hard
there
game.
was not enough feeling of progression for me unless I was willing to invest way more hours than I was willing to invest in it.
Yeah, that's a great.
So
a great
that's
your
that's
problem, not
basically
the game's
when that's
problem.
when I got no I understand that, but maybe I have a short attention span when it comes to games. But in my opinion, that's basically why I stopped playing it.
Mhm.
I now that you said that, like, the Fallout 4 and Witcher 3 are both games that I picked up, played through maybe 25% of,
You think,
Mhm.
and haven't touched them since.
you think it's an issue just because it's an open world, and sometimes the open world just leads to just brain just turning off because you just don't want to do all of it.
Yeah.
And there's a few games on here that are open world going about that. There's another.
I think The Witcher did a much better job than Fallout, though. In terms of, I mean, just about everything. The cinematics, even for like the side quests and stuff, were excellent, and just were better at keeping you interested than Fallout 4. Because even though like the gameplay between like side quests and stuff may be similar, they each had a different story, and most of them were actually interesting.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like each hunt or anything else that you're doing. I don't know. I know Reese loves The Witcher 3.
That's why
So-
I'm sort of abstaining. I'm not trying to control the whole thing.
I know, but I still want to hear your, I guess, your
Opinion.
opinion.
I mean, you guys did a fair assessment. Like, I mean, for my money right now, obviously it's hard to compare to like lots of other games, but I'd say it's probably my favorite game ever at this point. I only have about 82 hours,
Jesus
into
Christ.
it. But as far as what you're saying, like, yeah, open world games have a tendency to do that, hit a wall and stuff, and that's and to a degree, I did that, and I'm sort of doing that now. I'm taking a break from The Witcher 3 because it's so big.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls 3 came out.
Yeah.
But as far, I've never seen a game even half as full as The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah.
There are so many stories that happen even without addressing them. Like,
Mhm.
you do a side mission, and it doesn't play an importance to your ending or main story at all. And you like give your opinion on something. You're like, I think you should try this, or like, I'll give you this one thing because I have it. And then you go to the same guy's house. Like, there's a couple missions like that. You go to the guy's house, and it doesn't even start a cutscene. He's just on his own, and like his wife died, and that was relating to the thing. It didn't make you. It didn't come find you and tell you, hey, your advice didn't work. It didn't even did a cutscene when you went back to find him. It just, the world happened on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, yeah, I was actually gonna say. I remember. I don't know if it was I was talking to a ghost or something. Well, or I guess I didn't know it was a ghost at the
I'm sure you
time,
talk lots of
and
ghosts.
she was, yeah. But I convinced her to like go back to like her husband's house or something.
Yeah, I think
And then
did that one
and
too.
then I went to that house, and it turns out like that she was some evil spirit that like had to be invited or told to go there or
Yep.
something,
Yep.
and that I completely just fucked up his life. But I wouldn't have known, and I didn't know until like several missions later that I actually went to his house
Yeah.
and found out that I just completely condemned him,
Yeah.
and then ended up having to kill her. And I don't know, like that was like it has a lot of shock value, and like I don't know, I think that's like one of its strongest points
Yeah, the narrative is far away the
is
strongest
the
point. Like,
evolving world, and yeah,
the characters, you love them. Some of the girls could cover up, but that's life. They're still strong characters. It's just because, like I was saying, it's just large, but it's full. We were saying with the missions, they can have repetitive elements, but they're super different. Like, even though you're gonna Witcher sense and find a monster and kill it, whatever. Like, you have so many different unique reasons every time. It's not just like, this monster's terrorizing this town, go find it. It's like, it has all these things, and you didn't even know it was going to be a monster mission from the beginning.
Yeah.
right. And I'm probably more inclined to go back and play Witcher 3 than I am Fallout 4
Hell yeah.
at this point. Also,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And Witcher 3 is having 2 expansions, one of which is already
Ooh.
out. The second one is going to be bigger than The Witcher 2.
Jesus
So that's where my life will be.
Christ.
Anyway. I mean, it has its flaws. It's really cool the way, like, it has more impact. There are more endings in that game than there are in any of the Telltale games, which is
Wow.
designed to frickin', be a choose
I
your
don't
own
wanna
path.
I didn't know
get
that.
too
yeah.
much on Telltale games, but Telltale games, like I don't know, maybe I haven't played the right ones, but they all seem to end the same,
Yeah.
regardless
they
of
do.
what you do.
Pretty much.
So
But
that's the only complaint with
and
them.
like that's a
but-
huge strength in my opinion, the way you impact the story, but it just could convey it like a little better. There are many decisions you make without even knowing their decisions. Like, I let this tree spirit become a horse basically, and it led to the death of a character. I was like, way later, I was like,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
oh, okay.
Spoilers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
dude,
I also
what
let
a
that
mess.
tree spirit become a horse and didn't find out what
Oh.
happened to it yet.
Yeah, I did that. I did
A
that
character
quest
died.
too.
You had no idea. You have no idea.
Where's
that-
your spoiler? Alert?
I figured that son of a bitch was evil though.
But
But I was just
sort of get
like,
used
this
to
looks
it.
like the easy way out of this mission.
Yeah, you sort of get used to it, and I mean, the combat is very good. It's clean. It's just nothing to write home about, really. It's like unique. You can do it all your own ways. That's why I think it's a great RPG. You're not doing the same exact things, or only have 2 ways to do it. But the combat is nothing. It's nothing amazing. You're kind of just like B to dodge, and then 1, 2, 3. B 1, 2, 3. So there's my case. Best game ever made, in my opinion. But Witcher 2 and 1 could, I mean, drop it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I vote to
All
keep
right.
it for now, at least. I sure as hell would get rid of Golden Sun, Elder Scrolls, Diablo, and Xenoblade before this, and Origins, Dragon Age.
Wait, you would vote to?
Keep this one over all of those.
Oh, okay.
But this is what democracy is all about.
I am also willing to keep it because it was one of my favorite games when I played it, and I don't know why.
Well, we're talking about the whole series, not one game.
True.
I know,
I've-
but I don't think I think generally like a game's strongest or a series' strongest game has more of an impact because I mean Final Fantasy, not all those games are great.
Oh
You
no!
better shut your goddamn
Certainly
mouth.
not.
And
You
if-
better shut your damn mouth.
Not all the.
I will go to y'all's air. What say
Mhm.
y'all in? I will fly over there and we'll have some issues. I will buy y'all some damn cake to get on my side.
Oh, hold up.
I'm just saying that like a few bad games
I'm
or
not gonna
lesser
disagree, I
known
know.
games in a series doesn't really detract points as much as a really amazing game gives it more credit.
Greatest game of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
And Witcher 2 is
So-
still considered very good, but I
Yeah.
couldn't even really get into it.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Because it
Yeah,
was.
didn't it come free with Witcher 3 or there was a
I think there
bundle?
was like a bundle at some point.
But there's no point in playing it.
Well,
because
it
Witcher
was
3 is so
really
much
big,
better.
but similar to, it just grew the niche a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It was just so dense. They didn't present the story great, so it was hard to get into. Once you did, I heard it was amazing, but it's so hard to get into. But Witcher 3 just
Hey, look,
managed to
here's
fix
the
that all
tree
up.
spirit that for some reason I thought wouldn't lie to me.
Well, y'all are gonna vote for keeping it, right?
Hell yeah.
I'll
fuck?
vote for Kick just to be that guy.
Rude.
Yeah, I would also kick it.
Rude.
Oh, hey, we're tied. You know what? Chat, you know
I
what
don't
chat
trust
wants
The
to
chat
say?
already decided to kill it.
Yeah,
I
this
think,
is-
but
this
I'll
is-
throw up a vote anyway.
Ask Ariel. What does she think?
One second. All right, so vote 2 if you want to kick Witcher. Vote 2. Wait,
Huh?
sorry. Vote 1 if you want to kick yes. Ah, I can't talk right now.
Wow.
1 is kick Witcher.
Wow.
2 is do not kick Witcher. I just put that up as a bet. I am just
Wow, you're all. This is
dumb right now.
going so well.
This is quality.
Oh,
Sorry, it's on the same screen. I know how to use my bot, I promise, and talk, and do all
and
this at the
everyone
same
voted
time.
one, even though it's not voting. Good job, guys. Even the chat fell for it.
My bad. There it is. All right, so are there no votes for 2?
Fuck no.
Hold up. Boom. Making the comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. There you go.
Don't
I'll-
call it a comeback.
Let me go ahead and just put the nail in the coffin.
Oh my gosh. Here, I'll give you a sympathy vote also. But we are at 9-2 right now. So
Whoops.
I'm sorry.
Just so sad. I know again I'm playing after all work. Playing with you.
Well, it's fine.
All right. Well, it got kicked, but it got Ariel to decide that she's gonna start playing Witcher again,
Oh,
There you
and
go.
me
He's
as well.
enlightened.
So it's got some good points there. But sorry, Witcher. All right, Nick,
Yeah.
it is your turn. I don't know what I thought would happen letting the chat vote on something that they nominated,
Yeah.
but all right.
I will kick the Super Mario RPGs.
get him.
All right, that's one that they wanted to kick also.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, only because
Yeah.
of it's not a great RPG.
I am also super okay with this. I love Paper Mario,
Mm-hmm.
and Super Mario
Be right back,
RPG
guys.
was pretty good. And the Mario and Luigi series was mediocre to me.
I loved the Mario and Luigi game or two, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. You don't think of them as their strongest games, like the Mario
No.
games. Like, what's the best Mario game? You think of a couple sports games and party games before you think of the Superstar Saga, which is arguably the best one. I mean, RPG was huge at the time. I never played it like when it was in its heyday, I guess. But it's just, what do you do?
Yeah,
So I'm all for K.
I don't know. I mean, I just finished a playthrough of Paper Mario also on stream.
Oh.
Which is probably the only reason why I even thought about
Yeah.
the fact that Mario had an RPG series when making this list. Paper Mario 1 and 2 were absolutely awesome, but overall, I think there's a lot stronger RPGs on this list.
I agree.
And I would put at least 5 of them over the Mario RPG series as a whole.
Sorry, Mario's not gonna sneak into the top of this one like Luigi did.
Oh my
No.
god, that fucking bullshit.
What?
Their last list
Yeah,
they
Nick
did.
didn't like our top
I
list.
watched the YouTube and I was just like, no fucking way.
Our sidekicks?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awful. You guys are a disgrace. Actually,
What was okay? What's your opinion, tough guy?
Here, let me go look at it.
I had the entire chat and the people in
On the voice,
on Discord against me when it came to Cortana, so I just had no grounds to fight it more than I did.
because Cortana's garbage.
No,
But I'm pretty sure that Nick put Cortana in
Let
his
me
top
see
5.
here. Yeah, I put for me from 5 to 1, it's Luigi, Tails, Midna, Pokemon Starter, Cortana.
Okay.
I kicked Pokemon Star.
I
I feel
just-
bad.
The only one you and I significantly disagree on there is Cortana, but I mean, we had different relationships with the Halo series, so like I wanted Starter
I-
Pokemon higher than it was.
I liked Kazooie being up there.
Fuck that shit. That's stupid. Kazooie's goddamn annoying.
All right.
What?
Cortana.
All right,
No, she's
let's
not.
get back to
You
just
have
plug
four,
into
you have
the first
four
girl to ever
games
talk
to
to you.
develop Cortana as a character who evolves and changes and go through really dramatic arcs and shifts. Kazooie just goes. That's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, Cortana
Like,
just
gives-
goes Chief.
No, she doesn't.
Chief.
They get separated. They have different
no.
points of view
Sounds
and,
like a
and important
garbage
things to
sidekick.
do. The Covenant War. Fuck this.
What does she do for you?
Hey,
Nothing.
you almost-
she-
Wait, I
She's
showed
the
you
one
there was a
that
clip in
shit
there
on
where
your
she
best
saves
RPGs.
Master Chief's life.
She's the one who detonates the ship on the Holy City and basically destroys the Covenant capital. I mean, like, what does she do?
You just
Like-
like her because she's a girl.
Kazooie's a girl.
Is she
Kazooie's
really?
a girl. Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
damned. I had no idea.
Wow. You're sexist.
Am I? Is that what it is?
All right, fucking ass Mario RPG bullshit. Get rid of it.
All right, it's gone.
You're
It is
fired
out of
up.
here. We got a unanimous 4 on that one. All right, I think that's back to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Xenoblade.
I've never played it, so that's fine with me.
Same.
I won't kick anything I've never played. I'll let someone else
I
do
mean, the game is. How do you say it? It's more
Dead.
linear than Witcher and all them. It's not really as open as you want to be. Like, there's a problem is the game I have is the game is amazing, looks great, the mechanics is fun. It's trying to find all the fucking chapters. Jesus fucking Christ. That's my issue with Xenoblade. I have no issue for kicking it. I think the game is actually fun to play. Just go ahead and kick the motherfucker. It,
All right.
it really is not a top 5 game. It isn't.
You heard it here.
Fair enough.
Did it make it in our top 5 Wii U games?
It sniffed. I think it was there. Good for Wii U. Yeah, Wii U was a top 5 game because Wii U don't have that many great games.
Yeah.
I think Bayonetta actually took its place
Probably.
when we hadn't even played Bayonetta 2.
I mean, it's. I'm saying this game you can do a lot. You have a lot of different ways of playing it. Your character can learn 1, 2, 3, 8 different types. Hell no, 16 different types of ways to use a weapon. Like Jesus Christ, there's a lot of depth in this game. You have your online play that's fun, but the game will get repetitive after a while once you already got it all maxed out. And after you max out your thing, the story is kind of meh. So that's why I would say okay, kicking. Because I don't think the story is that good. I think gameplay is great. I think the story is not.
Okay. Melody is mad,
And
but Draco and Zurge have said kill it.
I don't want to kick it, but I won't be honest about it.
Oh, I gotta step aside for 1 second.
Jeremy says kill it.
Damn.
I say kill it.
I want to keep it.
I haven't played it, so I'm not going to.
It most likely needs to be kicked because I don't think it's a top 5 RPG. But I don't want to kick it yet.
You don't want to kick it yet?
Nah, I mean, I'm middle. I'm in the middle here. I'm iffy. I'm
iffy too.
So you have to play. Yeah, since you haven't played the game, you don't really. It's like me with Witcher.
And then Watchful comes in with a kick it also.
It's like
so how many of you guys in chat have played it and are still voting to kick it?
I mean, it's like me with Witcher and Fallout and Mass Effect. I mean, I've watched them, but I haven't. I mean, other than Fallout 1, I watched most of these games, and it's like, I mean, it looks cool, but I'm not really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Melody is mad. Draco and Zurge have both played it. They don't like it.
Now the game has a giant learning curve. That is all too real. When you get in there and you're like, "Oh, cool, he's level 1s and 2s and 3s," like all
Have
RPGs. You start beating all the little things, and you just keep on going. Oh, it's level 10s, whatever. And then you have a level 50, 60, or 70 walk by you, going, "What the fuck?"
Have you played the Monster Hunter series?
Yes,
Is it anything like those? Because it looks.
it's not far from it. The bounty missions are about the same thing. Now their gathering missions is a little bit more. They don't show you where it's at. You pretty much got to go search around the whole map, and once you start finding stuff you're looking for, you search that area.
Okay.
There's no, hey, go here to go do this. Has a lot of, oh, hey, go find these and good luck trying to find them. There's a lot of that. And there's a lot of when you go and you're actually, hey, look at these. Oh, this bounty, cool. It's a boss, level 24. I'm 24. That's easy. And you get raped. The better words that I could say. You're
Yeah,
like,
probably.
oh my goodness. The game has a really hard learning curve. Like high up there, you're gonna be fucked. If you've never played a Xenoblade game, you're screwed. And I learned that the hard way the first time I played Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles X. It was such a learning curve. The game, I hated the game the first week I played it. After the first week, when I started knowing everything, I actually loved the game. I think the game is awesome.
Interesting.
I don't know what to do about it then.
But I would kick it compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 games in here that are going to be better than Xenoblade.
Well,
All right, that makes it not top 5 in your
Yeah,
opinion.
It
then.
isn't, and I'm in.
Then it's
So straight up.
If
my straight
math
up kick
adds
it.
up.
All right.
I mean, I love it, but hey, I'll kick it.
That's all I needed to hear.
That's 2 games I love. I kicked. God, I hate myself.
Wrong button. There we go. All right. That's what I nominated. So, Reese, were you after?
I'm not evil. I just know better. I think I was. Look at me.
Red went. It went you, Red, me, Chat, Nick.
Can I? This is now my turn to be the evil one. Can we go ahead and kick Elder Scrolls out?
I'm
No.
yeah. I'm,
can
Oh,
talk
wait,
about it.
wait, hold on.
I'm not
I
sure.
take that back. I take that back.
Okay.
Can we kick Persona 5 out?
Yeah.
That's all of Persona, but
Yeah, can we kick Persona out in general?
we can talk about it.
Talk about it. Let's kick it.
Doesn't work like the whole.
I know.
You can't just.
I'm gonna say, can we just go and kick that game? Because Elder Scrolls went, no, we have Persona here, which is the fighting game is fun. The RPG is whatever's.
I loved Persona 4. Like it is one of my favorite games. Oh, where is it? And I played it to completion, true ending, all that stuff. And I don't know. I didn't actually think that I'd like it when I started playing it. But it is really solid, story-wise, gameplay-wise. My only beef with it is grinding, but that's present in a lot of RPGs.
Yeah.
But overall, I find it more of an enjoyable gameplay than Final Fantasy. I did say that I would let Draco give a spiel on this because I think he has more experience with it than I do. So I'm going to invite him into Discord just to give a spiel and see if he can convince anybody. It looks like Red especially that it's worth staying in. Draco, why aren't you on Discord? You should have been ready for this.
Damn it, Draco.
See,
Yeah, I know. I literally just said that you could.
this is why you don't trust white people. I told y'all. They don't ever listen to me.
Everyone here is white.
Shh. I'm assuming most of y'all are at least Native American.
What?
At least.
What does that mean? At least.
Oh no, I was going
Hey,
for a
that's
race
not-
that no one hears of. Since you're all in Washington, I assume all y'all are Native American. Come on.
That's fair. Eat a lot of salmon.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody here is white.
And we're waiting on Draco now.
Yep. Oh, there he is. All right. Go ahead and give him an orange name so we can get in.
Come on, dog meat. Show how it's done. Again, I've never played the RPGs on this one. I've only played the fighting game. So that's why.
Is the fighting game solid? I know that's not really relevant.
The
But
fighting game is actually pretty fun, yes. It'll blow your mind, but it's fun.
Whoa.
you sound like you're dying.
Oh, it's creepy.
I will die if you guys kick
Oh,
Persona.
here it is.
All right. Why is Persona a good game?
It's a good game because it doesn't have that bad of a learning curve. It teaches you all the elemental resistances and weaknesses pretty fast, so you get the hang of it very well. The music is phenomenal. The story
Okay, I'll
is
give you
very
that also.
intriguing. The music is good. The story is amazing, and it actually what?
Go ahead, go.
It actually gives you a reward for completing the game, whether it be an OP persona or a secret ending. You get some of the strongest personas for maxing out social links.
So, if you guys don't know what social links are, it's kind of a side. I mean, it's very tied into the main game, but it's something that you do outside of like the RPG fighting elements of it, and it's tied in very, very well, where you have a different relationship level with almost every character in the game, and at least all the ones that I pursued, had very interesting stories behind them, and were worth actually doing.
How's that any different than what Xenoblade? Because Xenoblade has the same thing.
Ooh.
Thing is, in Persona 4, ranking up the social links of your playable character teammates gave them new skills. When you maxed it out, they got new personas, and near the end of the game, if you talk to them one more time, they get their strongest persona.
I know that just kind of ties back into gameplay elements, though. It doesn't actually change. Unlocking things doesn't really change the game, the core game.
Also, in other RPGs, when you use an element strong against an opponent, in this game, they don't just brush it off. You actually have a chance to attack them again.
Yeah, it does do a knockdown, and prevent them from.
It prevents them from attacking. In Persona 3, they waste a turn getting back up.
Okay, tell me how this.
I'm
Tell me the
thinking.
story. Tell me how the story. Like, you explain why the story's so good.
Yeah.
It depends on what Persona game you're talking about. I
Any
played
of
Persona
them.
4,
Somebody explain why
and
the
I've heard
story
that I
is so
should play
good.
Persona 3.
Okay, what makes their storytelling better than any of the games on here?
Well, in Persona 4, you end up fighting a god as the true ending boss.
I mean, you basically fight gods and fucking Pokemon.
Final Fantasy's not far behind
Good point.
it either.
And Dark Souls, and Golden Sun, and Diablo, and Elder
Mass
Scrolls.
Effect. Oh yeah, absolutely Diablo. Mass Effect. You're literally fighting off like the extinction of humanity and all of
Yeah.
everything. I mean, the Reapers are. I mean, the Catalyst is pretty much a deity.
Well, let me ask you
Um,
this. Red, Reese, and Nick.
Hello.
Yeah.
One, have you actually played the game?
Nope.
No, which is why I've not said
That's
anything
why you're
about
here.
it.
As
Yeah.
I said, I've only played the fighting version. The fighting version was.
Well, the fighting version was based off actual skills and characters from Persona 4 and Persona 3.
I know, but I think you're missing the point of how that makes it a good game.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying things about the game that are not really comprehensive to
Do you
someone who hasn't
also,
played it.
too, do you like a variety of weapons on your characters?
Dude. Like,
Don't
every
care.
single one of these have.
Yeah, I
these.
don't really care. I usually, like, if I play an RPG, I usually stick to, like, 2 or 3 weapons in a game.
I'm worried about how's the storytelling. Like, how does
Oh,
it
yeah,
progress
me
you
too.
through the story?
The thing that'll get
Oh,
me
the
into a
storytelling
game
is
more than
amazing.
anything else is storytelling.
How does it progress you? Do you like progress to a final boss of that area? Are you just being nudged along a little bit? Are they holding your hand? Are they just feeding you to the wolves?
I hear it.
I can give you a synopsis of Persona 4 if you want, like.
I can
A
give
brief-
a synopsis of Persona 3.
I know Persona 4 is supposed to be like slow as shit. It
That's-
gives you like 2 freaking hours before it'll hand over any significant control to the player.
That much is true,
That's
but
not-
it's to get the story going.
So it has the same issue that Xenoblade has. Which is the same reason
Now,
why I got
Persona-
Xenoblade off.
Persona 3
Okay,
throws you
I guess
right
I
in.
guess that's something that didn't really bother me much because I completely forgot that I played it on a PS2 emulator,
Ah,
and I had a I had a
forward.
speed hack built in.
Whoa.
So grinding and in between things, I could absolutely just kind of speed through. Especially grinding, I could just hold down that speed button and push a bunch of buttons.
Okay, here's a
and,
summary of
have it do the grinding for me.
Here's a summary of Persona 4. People are getting thrown into TVs and killed by things called shadows.
The story is very convoluted and doesn't sound.
Your teammates Here's a list of them. Main character, Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, Teddy, Rise, Kanji, and
Teddy.
Naoto.
Yo,
Teddy's-
Teddy is the
Basically-
giant teddy bear.
Teddy's my thing.
yo, I might change my mind because of a teddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, the teddy bear is annoying
Wait,
as
he's
fuck.
an actual
like
teddy
literally-
bear?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, he's,
so
he's
jacked.
basically.
He's a shadow who manifested into the form of a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And later in the story, he grows a human body.
Y'all should play Persona 4. basically.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. 'Cause I'm like, I really have no idea. I'm not sold on it at all.
Is it on Steam or is it on consoles?
PS2 and PS Vita.
Well, I can't play it. I
Get a
genuinely want
PS2
to.
emulator.
That's true. I could do that.
Yeah, I played it on PS2 and I emulator, and I had basically no major problems with it. I think it all ran
So-
It's
perfectly fine, and I think it was who developed it? The same company that did Catherine, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Catherine's a fucking
So
great.
the like the cutscene and art style is very
Oh
Atlas.
yeah, Persona Q.
Atlas. There you go.
Mhm.
So if you liked I mean, I don't know the full story of Catherine, but I remember it's pretty weird, right? Like
Yeah,
it's-
but it's presented very well. It's a great. I loved Catherine.
that's the same thing with Persona 4, where it's really hard to explain
yeah.
without sounding like it's the most fucked up weird game
So,
Alright,
Mr.
ever.
You're telling-
because it's presented in a believable sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Now-
I get you.
For Persona 4, it basically starts off you're moving from a big city into a rural town called Inaba, where soon after you arrive there, a bunch of murders happen.
Sorry,
Uh,
Tamakaze.
Yeah,
Is the story easy to follow along when you play it?
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's.
It's not.
all that
It's
matters.
it's everything is very laid out, and it is a very engaging story. Like it wasn't something that I was like, oh my god, can we just get on with it? Like I
Yeah.
never actually felt that because every step of the way was enjoyable.
That's good.
And like the whole time you're solving a bigger like mystery also, and like every clue that you get towards that, you actually feel like you're progressing in solving the larger part while you're also solving the problems of the people who have been kidnapped.
Basically, it starts off where you arrive in Inaba, murders happen, and then you discover that you can enter TVs.
Yeah, you're special in that one. I forget why.
You're special
Right.
in that one, it's explained in the true ending.
Okay, right.
But basically, after you enter the TV a second time, you develop a power called Persona. It's basically your ego. It's basically a manifested ego. And
Like my friend
they're-
Keaton.
the art style of them is really badass.
the first
Like
Persona
they
you
they
get in
work they
Persona
work a lot
4,
like summons.
Izanagi. Izanagi, the first persona you actually get in Persona 4, already dominates the first two battles.
Now you just tell me how OP the game is, and it really shouldn't be playing if it's that easy.
It is hard as fuck.
Oh, so it's not easy. Okay, all I hear is
It's
easy.
not
It is
easy.
not
Just
easy.
the
Thank
first
Jesus.
couple fights are easy.
They ease you into it, and then like
They
by
keep
like
you
the
into it.
second boss, you realize, oh shit, like this is going to be a problem. Like
By the second
bosses-
boss, you already have 3 characters and you have 3 main elements covered: electricity, wind, and ice. And that main boss is a fire boss who's weak to ice, but they have a skill that nullifies their ice weak.
They never played Pokemon.
yeah,
That's not
it's
true.
very.
Right.
How do I put this? It's
Okay, Tamakaze, I got a question for you going on.
yeah. What's up?
Would you keep it or kick it?
I would keep it.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
After all
I
that.
mean, I didn't put it on here because neither of you had played it. But that's the only reason that I substituted it with Fire Emblem that was here, is because apparently the chat had played it also and would at least have some more insight on it.
There's tons of good ratings.
'Cause-
So, I mean, I don't see an issue with it. Just
Also, you have also a main feature of the game, crafting more personas that only the main character can use. Basically you get more personas in the dungeons that you go throughout the game, and you go to a place called the Velvet Room, where you can fuse your personas, store them in a book, and then call them back out at any time. But to fuse these personas, you have to be a high enough level.
So essentially, the all of your party members, you can have up to 3 of them at a time with you. They all have a persona that you can't swap out, but they do evolve and progress as they get stronger and as your relationship with them gets stronger, like between dungeons and stuff. But yours, you can literally be any element you want. And you can change that at any time. So if you want to go tanky, you can do that. If you want to go full attack persona, you can do that. While you also have a personal level, which determines what the highest level of persona that you can fuse is. It's kind of complicated how it works, but when you get into it, it's really solid. Like, it's executed well. The story is really good, and it all works together, like, to form what I'd call a masterpiece. If we're talking about Persona 4,
all right, then we keeping it. Then.
Also,
so I would keep it for now.
I would keep it there in my top 5, but it's not my top 5. But I will say, you get a bunch of different elements. You have physical skills, you have Zio, which is electric, you have Garu, which is wind, you have Agi, which is fire, you have Bufu, which is ice, you have Hama, which is light, you have Mudo, which is darkness, and you have Megiddo, which is almighty damage.
Megiddo.
I didn't know this was Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I have no idea what that last one was.
You-
I didn't remember it being present in Persona 4.
you get all that stuff the same
Um,
thing you get like in Final Fantasy and all the other ones. You get all the elements, right?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
all
elements.
But
Like most of these games.
there's only 3 almighty skills: Megiddo, Megidola, and Megidoleon. They
Are these in Persona 4?
Megidola
Because you
is-
have me completely lost here.
I'm sure this is in Pokemon.
Or Digimon.
Megidoleon, its description is literally deal severe almighty damage to all foes.
I give a fuck about that.
It's the most OP skill in the game.
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't feel like attacks really matter, man. Like, I don't feel like that's a factor in RPG franchises. I'm sure
long-
that's cool, but there's a lot of sick attacks in Pokemon and Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and Mass Effect and Fallout and Witcher.
It's all about gameplay. It's all about the gameplay. If it's fun to play and has a good story, Yuzi's gonna stay on here. And Tom Kazi said
It's
it's
fun
good.
to play. It's very fun to play. If you,
From what Tom Kazi says and how passionate you are, the game's gonna stay.
Yeah,
I
we've
honestly
already.
suggest you play it,
Yeah, well, you go buy me a
No.
PS2, please.
or I'll buy you a PS Vita.
Ugh.
Ew.
Go to hell.
I didn't realize you
Yeah.
hated Red that much.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Draco.
I
We're
will
gonna keep it
come
for
thanks,
now.
man.
I will come back in if you go back to Persona.
All right, we'll
We
talk
might
about
Is
just
that
it.
a threat?
We just might keep
It
it.
sounded like it, yeah.
We might keep it just so that doesn't happen ever again. We'll keep it.
Red. Oh my god.
Hey, he's one of my loyal viewers. I love him with like a heartbeat. Like I love his hell, but god damn it, Draco. God
Yeah,
damn
we'll
it.
keep it on just to make sure that never happens.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so fucking funny. Oh my god.
Red, you're fucked up, but
I'm sorry. He knows
once again,
who I
thank
am
you for
already.
joining us. I just wanted to show that there's more passion for this game than
Boys
what
are
I
ever.
have.
I
So,
heart
and I think
Draco with a
that.
passion, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, was there no footage playing for that this whole
No!
time?
No, there wasn't.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'd like to know what the game looks like, Thomas.
Thank you.
seriously.
God damn it! I didn't know. Until I looked at what my stream looked like.
What the fuck is this?
Okay.
This
Are
is
you
a fucking
kidding me?
Queero dance game.
Sorry, the first there's a rhythm game
I
too.
thought
Sorry,
the
I skipped it to a
Tales
different
were
part.
overtly Japanese anime.
Shit.
She just shot herself in the head.
Yo.
That's how you summon your personas in Persona 3.
Are you fucking
Oh
kidding me?
yeah, I've seen this game.
Are you
Or
fucking
these
kidding me?
games.
Look me in the
Yo.
eyes and tell me there's a teddy bear telling me what to do and telling me to shoot myself in the head to get this ultimate fucking attack that he's so
You
proud
just
about.
mixed Persona 3 and 4 there, but that's okay.
I don't give a fuck. This is better than The Witcher, huh?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and Mass Effect and Fallout and Kingdom Hearts. On the PSP. I'm furious.
Yeah, that's kind
I'm
of
really not.
hard to believe.
I have a feeling we should revisit that. But let's move on. We've been talking about Persona way too long.
Yeah, we have. And I'm willing to revisit that. I don't know. It was just when I played it, it was more than I expected it to be. I've heard things about it, but I have similar opinions as your guys' first impression as well. And those were all, I wouldn't say invalidated, but made up for in the overall experience of it.
I'm sure it's a good game. Like
I
it's
would've-
up here for a reason. It has almost like all positive reviews, like very positive, not just like yeah, it's an okay game. Like,
I feel like I need to apologize real quick for my outburst. I never should have voted for Persona.
Good.
All right, who's next?
Chat or me? Chat, right?
Reese.
Oh, Reese. Okay.
oh, hello, what? Sorry, I was watching a baseball highlight. You see, with The Witcher out, my top five is all fucked up. Like I would put
Yeah.
Fallout, Mass Effect, or Kingdom Hearts or something. But we'll come to that bridge when we come to it. I will nominate Dragon Age Origins, or Dragon Age series.
Dragon Age the series.
I don't.
Man.
I'm surprised that one's lasted as long as it has. Actually,
Really?
yeah. I played the
All
hell
right.
out of
This might
Origins.
be my like.
The one where you fuck
I don't know how to
everyone
say
else over because of how determined you are.
Not necessarily that, but I don't know. I know we generally have like a favorite on here. Dragon Age is a game that I would put above every other game on this list.
Excuse you?
I have played through Dragon Age Origins 6 times.
Holy
Really?
I played
shit.
through
Christ.
Dragon Age 2.
I feel like I should have known this.
How much free
3
time do you
times.
have?
This was my entire like
High school.
2011
So when did you
Wow.
meet
was
your
playing
girl?
Dragon Age Origins.
When did you stop playing it?
Look what happened when I
Um,
stopped playing Dragon Age. I got engaged. I should try that.
And I have not finished Inquisition because of lack of free time. But it is amazing in every way.
It's a great game. But
It's basically like if you ever played Knights of the Old Republic,
Mhm.
Dragon Age Origins was like Knights of the Old Republic,
better.
but way tightened up.
Yes.
Whoa,
absolutely.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the gameplay is identical. If
Oh.
you've played Knights of the Old Republic,
Just
Dragon
better.
Age Origins is
gonna play it
a much longer, much better Knights of the Old Republic experience, just not in a Star Wars universe.
Well, let me put that to my to-do list to play.
And I have played Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 both at least 3 times through, and which led to my full-on addiction to Dragon Age Origins.
Well, I mean, I've only played Dragon Age 2, but I know.
Oh god, that one was horrible. Though.
Yeah, I know, but so
Was it
I,
really?
I'm.
It's the weakest in the series, overused environments, like
Yeah.
just very low detail to environments, very lack of variety.
Yeah, but I'm okay with keeping it on because I know that the people who are passionate about Dragon Age 1 are like extremely passionate about it, and I'm sure it's a very respectable and well-loved title. So
I bet you would like it if you got
Yeah.
into it, Nick. It's got
Yeah,
a lot
it's-
of Mass Effect feel to it, with your
Oh, yeah,
party
for sure.
and
Yeah, I mean it's BioWare.
it's
Yeah.
probably the best like party
So-
system out of all of these, in that you can have your different relationships, and like that's what you kind of look forward to, is like going back to camp after some things happened
Mhm.
and being like, what does this person think of what we did?
Exactly. The in between aspects of it of all of the games are very much like Mass Effect when you're back on your ship.
Mhm.
Whereas every character is fully fleshed out. There's romantic interests like there have been in it's pretty much a BioWare staple. But the gameplay, rather than being a shooter, is back on par with Knights of the Old Republic. The later ones were a lot more action oriented, but my favorite of the series is still Origins, because
Yeah.
of the Knights of the Old Republic like gameplay.
That's what I've heard everyone
Um,
say. Everyone I've talked
Origins
to
seems to be
Origins
the
is
best one. Yeah.
I mean, Inquisition is like A plus also. It's also very action oriented, which is a good thing, if you like that. And I like that, but I also like the feel of the first one and Knights of the Old Republic. So I'd say the only one that I probably wouldn't go back and play would be Dragon Age 2. Because it was like too much of a switch. Like they went like almost full action on that one,
Okay.
and it was disappointing. And then the combat overall was hugely different, disappointing. And then that tied in with the lack of environments it was just a huge disappointment to people that loved Origins.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that it was a bad game, because I mean I still played through it. It just didn't feel like Dragon Age to me, and Dragon Age Inquisition was a step back in the right direction.
What shows a good RPG when they at least know they F up, they know how to fix it back.
Get back to their roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, so I'm out on this one. I've never actually. I've seen the game, never played it. So
Y'all should play it. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's very good, but I nominated it because I just think, I mean, I guess now I wouldn't be too opposed to it being up there. Now that Mass Effect, Fallout, and Witcher are gone, but I think I would put those, maybe not Fallout, but Mass Effect and Witcher I would probably put over it. But since those two are out now, this might actually make its way to the top 5 for me.
That's like the only reason that I put Mass Effect up on the chopping block, is because
You
it's
wanted
similar to
more.
Dragon Age in a lot of ways, but I would choose Dragon Age over it.
I'm cool with staying with it for now. Then I guess.
Okay.
I'll stay with it.
Nick.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I respect it, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know anything
lot
about
of
it for the most
There's a lot
part.
of indecision here. Like, sure.
Yeah.
And of course, Tom Cos is going to kick it, right?
What?
That's no.
All right, who's next?
Chat.
Yeah, chat.
Chat. Oh, fuck chat.
Fuck chat.
How
Well, I
rude.
thought I said something bad.
They have bad opinions today so far.
Whoa. Nothing
Not
like
true.
insulting your viewers.
They voted
Okay.
for Mario and Witcher,
All right.
Yeah,
which
Thanks,
I
chat.
think
they're
Right.
1 for 2.
rightful.
Yeah, if chat wants to do it. Ooh.
Oh,
the
wow.
first one.
Ooh, baby.
They go for it like that.
Well, just as urge.
Golden Sun. Okay.
Final
Fi-
Fantasy.
Oh wow,
Oh.
it's
Go
mixed.
to
It's
hell.
really
We
mixed.
need some double ups here.
Yeah.
What is your hate for Final Fantasy? Jesus.
All right. So I guess you guys in Discord, which one of those would you put up? And I guess if any of them, well, whichever one has 2, we'll talk about.
I say Golden Sun.
I mean, for those three, yeah, I fucking loved the first Golden Sun, but as a whole, the three games, I played all of them extensively. It's not quite top 5, I guess, so I'd be okay with getting rid of Golden Sun.
All right, I will talk about Golden Sun as
yeah,
well.
I'm cool with Golden
Because
Sun.
that would be my choice out of those three.
Man, Clutcher does not like Final Fantasy at all.
Someone's gonna lose. Someone's gonna
He's
lose
been
his mod
talking
in my
about
channel.
Oh, Golden Sun. Memories, but it was just a well done kind of different Final Fantasy in a way. Like that's
Yeah,
kinda
it
the
was
way I felt.
Final Fantasy by Nintendo.
Yeah, and I mean
Published
credit
by-
to them that it wasn't, how bad usually games that can, just be obvious clones, like not actually just be a clone or worse done. Like it became its own series and very popular and everything.
Yeah, it
And,
was a bit more puzzle
Now it's
oriented.
showing Mario Tennis, so
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
didn't know that he was in there.
Yeah, I never really had, as a kid, I never really had a way to play Final Fantasy. So this was just a really nice outlet for me to get that. I mean, I fucking love JRPGs, and so this was a really Golden Sun 1 especially. I played it a lot as a kid, and I really loved all the unique kind of animations for the spells. I loved all the lore, like all the stuff with the Djinn, and the way the universe was built around the lighthouses and all the elements of with Mercury and Mars and Venus
Great
and Jupiter and all that stuff.
great story.
Like the story and the world was really unique and something I haven't really seen anywhere else. And I loved it, but I mean, yeah, it's not up there with the other ones on this list. So
Yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
have to say.
I actually didn't play much Final Fantasy, and also my intro to JRPGs was actually Star Ocean,
Ooh.
which is one of my favorite RPG series of all time. But I think that's also pretty niche and kind of dead as a series.
Oh, definitely.
They've tried to revive it in the past. I forgot to put that in honorable mentions. But Star Ocean 2 was probably my first actual RPG that I played all the way through. And then I think it was Golden Sun, and I just really liked Golden Sun when I played it, but it's not. I don't know. It doesn't. It brought a lot of new things, but it also like used a lot of elements that are in more innovative RPGs, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But it took a lot of elements from Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That much is clear.
Sure.
There wouldn't be a Golden Sun without Final Fantasy, I'm sure.
Right. And that's why I would be willing to kick this one off before Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not I enjoyed it a little bit more than
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Rip.
All right. I guess Golden Sun is off.
I'm cool with
That's all that
Okay.
needs to be said.
I loved Golden Sun, but yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I fucking love it. Still.
If we did Game Boy Advance games,
It'd be up there.
Yeah.
we'd be talking about that a little bit longer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Nick.
Are we gonna visit any of the other ones that they talked about, or I'm pretty okay with leaving Dark Souls and Final Fantasy up there
Oh yeah.
still for now.
You kidding?
Those
me?
are two Titan RPGs.
We've got 8 left.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3,
So-
4, 5, 6. Oh yeah.
Shit,
Means we're
man,
not
this
even
is
halfway
where
there.
it gets rough.
Real hard.
I mean, like, the one I don't know. I want to talk about Persona again, but I mean, it was such a long discussion. But there's the conflict if I haven't played it, and I hate talking about stuff I haven't played.
Yeah.
All right, I have played quite a bit of Diablo, and I'll get rid of Diablo.
All right. I
I'm
actually already
okay
had
with
the
this.
footage up there because I
Same.
thought that you might say that.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure how much you'd played of it.
More like
Um,
for me, I mean, as far as video games go, and like growing up, the by far the biggest influences of games that I've had in my life are all the Blizzard games. Like I put thousands of hours into StarCraft, maybe 1,000 hours into WoW, hundreds of hours into the Warcraft series, and I own Diablo 3, and I've played a bit of Diablo 2,
do?
and it was yeah, I do own Diablo 3, but you
I
never
had no
hear
idea.
about it because I put like
Fucking jerk off.
5 hours into it, and I just didn't like it, and I think this type of kind of top-down RPG is not for me just in general, but it's I would say that like I know Diablo 2 in terms of especially in terms of multiplayer was a very important game and did a lot for this kind of genre and computer multiplayer world. But in terms of gameplay, I mean it's ultra repetitive, it's very simplistic. And I think it just kind of hits a niche market that people like a lot, but it doesn't hold a flame to the other kind of RPGs that we're talking about.
Mm.
I somewhat agree. I mean, it's very action oriented.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas like I don't know, it's hard for me to describe what you can describe an RPG as because there's literally so many examples and there's nothing that you could really say would make this not an RPG.
Well, let's talk about
But
the fact
it's
that
a different style.
yeah,
It's a super grind and loot fest that
yes,
ends up being after a
absolutely.
while. I mean, the story. I have no issue with the story. The story is a good story and all that, but it ends up being, hey, what kind of loot can I get now? And what they're all kind of loot based. I'm like, that really just turns it off for me.
hmm
Um, I really like Diablo 2. I played a lot of it. Um,
I like Diablo 3.
when I owned
honestly.
it, I really liked Diablo 3 also.
Yeah, it's a good
Um,
game. I mean,
Apparently they've made a bunch of new changes to it that I just haven't gotten back into yet.
Mm.
It's one that I plan on playing when the new season drops. Apparently they're doing seasons now. I don't know. Ariel is super into Diablo. And I guess I don't really know much to say about it. It's
Yeah,
it's a big loot fest. Oh, she has her headphones
yeah,
on.
but that's
figured she'd
true.
be
That's
talking
why
if-
people play Borderlands. But same reason why people play Diablo. People love to grind for loot.
Yeah,
They stop forgetting
yeah.
about the story and just, hey, guess what? How much loot can I get now? What missions are loot?
I'm not on the stream.
Is that for nomination?
Yeah, I think a huge part of what makes RPGs popular, what makes people like RPGs, is that they focus more on the story than other genres do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's definitely true with
You don't have to.
Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, Kingdom Hearts, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Witcher, Golden Sun, and Fallout. Like all of these, Elder Scrolls, obviously. But this Diablo was the one where like it was like, okay, here's the framework of a story. Now go
Mhm.
grind and go get loot. And it was like, for me, if the story is not, if I can't get invested in the story, then I don't care about the gameplay. And I
Yeah.
just didn't care about the story for any of the Diablos.
It was a good story. Just wasn't a story that's going to keep you there.
Yeah.
Like you never played.
It
for
definitely
the story.
does feel like it's lacking in that element, probably the most.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's made for those huge like epic moments and for being difficult and for I don't know, grinding and killing shit.
Yeah.
Like grinding and killing a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Um,
gone.
so I am also willing to say rip.
I'm
for-
okay with it.
All right.
For
Bye,
Diablo.
Diablo.
All right, we are down to 7.
Okay.
That's two more
Top
than
of
five.
Connie's turn.
So that means there's 2 more. 2 more gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Who's next? I
You.
don't remember.
Yeah,
You,
it's you,
sir.
Thomas.
Big boy.
Oh shit. Tales of.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reese. We already we already killed Diablo. I feel bad.
Yeah, Reese, do you have an opening defense statement?
Uh,
You're just like, nah.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one with an extensive college education, and I think it should be top 5. So,
Oh.
Huh.
All right, we're keeping it, fellas. This boy is
Education
smart.
wins.
I took a class. It's called Top 5 RPG Making. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess the only reason I was obviously prepared for this because I'm biased. I just
Yeah.
really love the series. I honestly have no clue what game is being shown right now.
Oh,
I don't either. Sorry, I'm trying to
It's,
find.
it's the characters from one of my favorite ones, but it's definitely not the same one that
Hmm.
they're from. This is like a
I'm looking
Hyrule
for it.
Warriors looking thing. Okay.
Yeah,
And now you're showing the worst one of them all.
I don't know.
The sequel
this
to
is
Tales
just
of
like all of
Symphonia.
them in chronological order.
All right. Whatever.
Okay, that's
Um,
Tales of Innocence on Nintendo 3DS. Oh, so it
I'm saying if we're gonna have
should be
Persona, if
before this then, right?
if Persona's trying to be on here, like Tales has got to be on here.
Yeah, I
Or
can kind of
one
feel
of
the
these.
similar.
In my opinion, it's way more, especially Tales of Vesperia. That's one
was
of
that
the
one?
best all-around games I've ever played.
Okay, let me put that one up there then because I think that was. Here we go.
Vesperia, Xillia, Symphonia,
I actually had a timestamp for that
something or other. Those are all great ones. Their stories, I think, they usually have great voice actors. They can be hit or miss in translation games, obviously.
one. And it is a. So I played Symphonia.
Yeah.
But it is a game where when you have an encounter, it becomes kind of an arena style. Like use your skills and like you're actually free to move around. You're not stuck to a
Not
certain
Yo,
spot, right?
Naruto Storm and his bitch. I like it.
Yeah,
Basically, okay.
yeah, that was totally by the same people. I recognize that too.
That
the
was
old games
that
were
was one of
turn-based.
the reasons why Star Ocean is one of my favorite RPGs of all time because that was on PS1 and it did that. And I was like,
Yeah,
yo, this ain't no turn-based shit.
yeah.
Like,
Combat is fantastic.
and the combat was absolutely fantastic, tied in with being an amazing story,
Great story.
being an amazing, like, everything.
Like just about
Sorry, I
every
kind of
Tales-
regret nominating it now because
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
it's mainly based on lack of knowledge. But everything that I know about it is something that I would enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously again has its flaws. Nothing's perfect. They usually do have some parts where it goes a little too
Anime.
anime-y. But I mean, if Persona is gonna base itself off of shooting yourself in the head,
Oh,
not
I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything in this that's more anime than
Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
So
and I evidently have not played like all of these ones, but the like the stories have been great. They all of the except for the sequel, like direct sequels, obviously, which there are a handful of, they all might have similarities, but and sort of similar to Final Fantasy, like the same kind of gods in a way, same names for things, same elements and whatnot, but they're used in different ways. They're like some of them become like the fire is Efreet. Like sometimes he's a spell that one of your guys can use, sometimes he's an enemy, sometimes he's just talked about in their lore but not actually like there. He's just
So
kind of
you-
mentioned here and there.
So,
So
they'll use
every
the same
game-
name. Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like that.
whoa,
Sort of
there
the
was a
same
Smash
concept.
clone.
A what?
Apparently, you'll see it coming up
Oh
on
yeah. I've heard about that. It's very odd.
on PSP.
Yeah.
I didn't know this existed.
I don't know if that's gonna be really considered.
No, that says no relevance. But
Oh, what are you talking about? Escape
looks
looks
cool.
kind of fun.
But yeah, and the stories again, just Tales of Symphonia, Tales of the Abyss have two of the best plot twists in games.
Tales of Symphonia
that I can
was
remember.
really solid. I never finished it because I think I only played it at my cousin's house. But every time I did play it, it was just amazing. Like, I have no idea what we're looking at right here.
Yeah,
but
I have no idea what games you're fucking going. show Zillia.
This is all Tales
And
of.
Zestiria is the most recent one on Steam. Highly recommend it. It's open world. I mean, it obviously follows very similar RPG elements of like go to the forest area, go to the fire
Hey,
area, go to the water
Do me
area.
a favor and type that in to the chat.
Type what?
What?
The one on Steam.
Styria. I think that's right. Yeah, that's probably the biggest downfall is trying to pronounce the names. But yeah, I mean, I just love the series. I know I'm partially biased. Not partially, I'm biased. But if Persona's going to be here, you can't not have this. And they all have their own
Wait,
sort
is
of.
Zestiria the one that was on
It's not on Steam.
Xbox 360? It's also on Steam.
No, I think it came out for PS3 and 4. Because
Oh.
it's recent, like maybe 6 months ago.
Oh wait, I'm thinking the one that started with a V.
Vesperia.
Yes,
Oh,
that
that's
one.
DLC
Okay.
too?
That didn't go to PC.
Oh, all right.
But
Well,
they-
I'm willing
they
to
all
try
have
out
their-
Zestiria also.
and they all have their own things. Like in Zestiria, you get to have these crazy powers and stuff, and combine them, sort of become like a superhero kind of guy. I know I'm giving a lot of credit that way. In Zillia, you have link ups where you fight side by side with like one guy. You have your coordinated attacks. Vesperia is just probably the best all around. Has probably the best story. So yeah, I just love it to death.
This game is on a must-buy list at the moment because the game looks fucking amazing. All right,
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's
keeping it.
What I fucking thought.
All right.
That game looks too damn good. Oh my.
What about
goodness.
you, Nick?
I played Symphonia most of the way through when I was younger. I never finished it. Yeah.
Oh,
And I didn't like it very much.
Oh.
I think
Never mind.
I think the style of game where like the character is kind of it's just character model separated, walking through a map, and then you encounter a mob in an area, and then the battle begins. I think technically it's just not very interesting. It's not very fun. I thought the battle system was good, but I mean, like a lot of everything I've experienced with these games and what I've watched you play Reese and what I've watched streams of and what I've played in Symphonia, like it's all just stuff that's borrowed from other games. None of it is really original, and none of it is based off of its own merit or things that it created. It's all just pieces of other RPGs that are more important than it and have had a bigger impact than it.
I disagree so hard with that. The Tales series has been around for fucking ever. Like, let's see.
Yeah, it has. Like, I mean, I can
It
go to
w-
the very beginning of this.
But I mean, legit about that
And I
though,
think-
isn't all RPGs still from each other anyways?
yeah,
That's,
I mean-
yeah, that's true.
Tales of
Let's
Series
see.
Timeline.
Tales of Fantasia.
Yeah, that's one of the very
SNES,
first
1995.
1995. And then Destiny, and then it went on kind of a break. And Symphonia and Eternia, I guess, probably is where they started getting away from more turn-based things. I mean, yeah, it's a JRPG. It's got very similar things to all of it. That's why even though I love the games and I've played significantly more Tales and have more fun, I'm going to put Final Fantasy above it because Final Fantasy is like the rock that,
Yeah.
it's the
It
base
is.
that everything came from.
Tales of Destiny looks like a 2D Star Ocean.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like in like almost every way.
I mean,
And it looks like it's always been kind of. And let's see, Eternia was on PS1 also. This also looks very much like a 2D Star Ocean where you run into an encounter. There's monsters that range from either 1 to 5 or 6 of them at a time. You have most of your players on auto doing their own thing that you set while you are actively playing as your own character, and you can switch between
yeah,
them.
you've
stuff
got
like that.
tactics and stuff.
Right.
They all have their own unique abilities. Very traditional RPG elements, like
I want to keep
tailored.
it.
Yeah. If again, I was okay, like depending on what the makeup of the top 5 would be, I would have been okay with, for me it being 6 or so. But with the ones that are knocked out, I would only put like The Witcher or Mass Effect above it that I can think of off of here, and be okay, because I'm not gonna put Dark Souls or Persona above it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to sacrifice anymore.
I've sacrificed
Or
enough.
lose any more battles.
Not dramatic.
Because I know that you do have good taste in games. Also, I don't want to just shoot all your opinions down because I don't know enough about them.
If only I had good taste in friends.
Whoa.
So,
I loved your answer of what's something that's you noticed becoming popular recently.
What did I say?
Not Keaton.
Oh yeah, because I thought that would just go directly to him when I didn't understand. each
Oh no, if it went to everybody.
other. Yeah. So let's move on, or
Mhm.
put
Alright.
put it to a vote if we're gonna get rid of it.
I want to keep it.
The game looks cool and unique, so I really want to play it. I just actually got to buy it now. For Steam,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, Zestiria is good.
The art style of Symphonia was also really good.
They made anime.
Like
off
this
of
looks
it.
this looks way better than a GameCube game. Was this remade at any point?
They just recently made. They remade it for PS3, and then they just recently remade it, ported it to PC. But the port is apparently really bad. From what
Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard that.
I got it for free with pre-ordering Zestiria because I was like, hey, Symphonia is one of my favorite games ever. But I mean, like the game will still be good, but people who are excited for a remake on PC of their old game, they were expecting something better than just the game again that they could have played on an emulator or their GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So modders are working on it to like get it 60 FPS and tweak some things.
All right.
If you know it.
I like it being here.
Beautiful.
Is it my turn now? Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I can't kick the same thing again because I'm not going through a speech.
No, I'm actually I might know what you're talking about, and I'm willing to just throw the red X through it without talking about it.
Red Slasher X.
Yo, you know it.
Yeah.
Just say the name and it's gone, because I'd put everything else on here above it.
Persona 5 gone.
Just say the name.
All right.
Say the word.
Yeah.
Don't need to talk about it. Let's.
Yep. Bye bye.
Kick him off your Discord quick.
Yeah.
I already
shit, he's
removed
calling
the,
me.
There was a tapping on my window.
How did he get my number?
I'm sorry, but
Yeah, and you don't need to
I was-
explain. Look at the other 6 franchises that are up here. I mean,
yeah,
5.
okay,
yeah.
that's fair
Alright.
enough.
All right, cool.
I can,
Bye.
does that count as my kick, or actually can choose number 5 now? I'll take either one. I'm okay. with
Well,
taking
we're
my
we're
kick.
down to 6.
Yeah, we have 6 left.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh shit! My bad. I'm retarded. Then
Um,
you can count Persona as my kick
Fucking
and just
epic
switch.
clutcher.
the only reason we're not talking about it anymore is because we spent like a freaking hour on it,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sure.
and we don't need to talk about it anymore.
We've
We've
been
said
going for a
everything there
while.
is to say about it.
Well, that's my kick. Go ahead and go, Reese.
All right.
Not me. Yeah, go Nick.
Or
Oh,
Nick.
me? Shit,
Or
man.
Nick or chat.
I
Because
guess yeah, it's
went
chat.
before,
Chat's the
but
order.
It doesn't seem like chat is. Let's offer it to chat. Hey, chat.
Yeah, go
What's-
for
what's
it,
up, guys?
buddies.
Nominate. Nominate.
I know you could, but like to convince people that have never played it, there's really nothing more that can be said.
Oh, criminy.
All right, we got one for kicking Pokemon, one for kicking Dark Souls.
Whoa!
Wow.
Who said Pokemon? Who wants to die?
Pissing off Red and Nick.
Epic.
in one
It's a die.
sentence.
Yo, turn off that caps, homie.
Huh?
Yeah.
So one said Pokemon, one said Dark Souls.
I am all for Pokemon, Final Fantasy, or Dark Souls with this.
Wait,
To-
whoa.
To have the 4 of them
this list.
off of the top 5.
Those three
Interesting.
would be what I would put next. I
Wow.
would put some Tales, Elder Scrolls, and Dragon Age.
Oh,
My top 3.
I have Elder Scrolls out, and the other 5 I'm down.
I have
Okay, we got-
I have Dragon Age or Dark Souls out. Probably Dragon Age. Yeah,
No.
they're about the same to me. Oh shit! See what
He's
Draco
right.
said?
I am. Draco does not like me. I've killed both of his. Oh, sorry, not really.
Don't be sorry.
I never am. It just came out.
I mean, I can't. I like that was mainly. I mean, it wasn't even on the nominations, and it got kicked out at number 7. I know it's not ordered at this point,
Mm-hmm.
but. Oh my god, everybody's just mad.
Everybody's having a bad time.
I am the only.
I didn't. Angry Zebra. We did not exclude it. It is there on the second row, with a red X through it.
Yeah.
It was talked about, and it died. Like 10 out of the 15 games that are on here. Like what happens every time. Like not everyone can win, obviously. Man, this makes people saltier than Mario Kart and Smash combined. Jeez.
I know, jeez.
These are opinions. Anyway,
Chat hasn't decided.
I don't think they're going to.
Then let's just get rid of Pokemon because I mean,
Whoa.
everybody
Oh.
fucking loves it. But no, well, come on, it has the same thing as Mass Effect, where it's not quite a true to form RPG like the other 5 titles here.
I would. I'm not going to disagree with you, but don't be so blunt. Ow! Damn. You know who's the only Pokemon fan here? Wait, bigger than all y'all is me, and I'm like, wow, just going to take a pair and kick them. Good. All right, can
I mean, like on my personal like ranking, like of just what I like, Pokemon probably being like top 3 or 4, but like objectively, it doesn't have all the like rich, full, true RPG elements that the other 5 here do. Like it's the odd man out for sure.
Mm.
Is it really? I mean, I will agree that it's kind of a cut and paste. Each game is about the same story-wise.
Totally,
But-
absolutely.
Only thing I say about this, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
if it works every single series,
To prevent monotony.
what monotony is? This thing is just as popular as it ever been. People must still love playing this game.
Or
If it's
kids
still up
keep
there.
being born.
Hey, dude. Thank you, moms and dad, for fucking, please. We need more of them. Keep Pokemon around for me. But I don't know. I'm not gonna disagree, as it should be kicked. I'm just glad it made number 6, and I'm happy.
I'm
Fuck
surprised. I had
And
it in my top
fuck
5.
Persona. I'm out.
Wow.
Well,
I thought I was down to keep
Oh, I wanted it in my top 5, but I
Pokemon.
mean,
I was also down to keep Pokemon.
compared to what's up there, you have Final Fantasy, which has richer story and a way deeper gameplay.
Yeah.
Dragon
See,
Age,
that's where
same thing. Tales.
Where I feel about that's something that I feel about Final Fantasy that's hard for me to.
I mean, I've played.
I don't know. It's also like recycled, but like the beginning and the like its origins and everything, like you can't discredit it for
But you can't.
what it did. So that's why like it's hard for me
Well,
to
we're on Pokemon.
say anything bad about it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the series,
Only thing I don't
I think
like.
it was a
I
huge
would have-
staple.
I would have it top 5 because I'm not a big fan of Elder Scrolls. Because I don't like Elder Scrolls. It's the same thing as Witcher. Is it's open world and how you are explaining that way. That's how I felt like about when I played Elder Scrolls. I was like, I
Yeah.
got bored. It was
Well,
just
I actually completely agree. I mean, I was just kind of doing what I figured, like, in terms of what an RPG is, Pokemon should be out. But on a personal, I completely agree. I think Pokemon is much better than Elder Scrolls, and I would kick Elder Scrolls first on a personal level. So I mean, if you guys are for that, then let's do it. Let's get rid of Elder Scrolls.
But that's only if I'm gonna say if y'all really think Pokemon is not a real legit RPG, I would be okay with it. That it made this
Yeah.
list, made it number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, top 10. I'm not gonna hate.
Yeah.
If I won't disagree because it's a cut and paste game, it's done the same thing over and over. And
I'm okay with kicking it just so we don't have to debate everything else about
I agree.
which other one to kick.
I'm okay.
Just because that's a solid argument. Like,
take
we
the-
can kick it not on grounds of it being bad in any way.
It's just not as good as the other
Um,
ones. And I'll agree. It's not up there with the other ones. I can see it. It won't be up there, but it still hurts. So I'm okay with number 6. Kick it. I won't look when you do it. I'm not looking.
Alright. It's not like you can't see through the red.
At least you put red on there. I'm happy. It's like I'm giving it a hug. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Is this okay for a top? Final Fantasy, Dragon Age, Tales, Elder Scrolls, and Dark Souls?
I
Yeah.
don't hate it.
Yeah, I think this is good.
Could be a whole
I'm
lot
down with it.
worse. And that's the way I live my life.
Um,
Just as it could be worse. Man,
This is 2 times in a row I've actually okayed Pokemon so early.
I
4 or
know.
5.
I'm surprised. You convinced me to kick it off. The
Oh,
side.
because I agreed it should have been kicked, but that's a whole different point. We're not going back to that. We went back in time once.
yeah, I mean, basically, when Red's willing to kick his own game, like, he
I
usually
know.
has a strong argument for it, and it's
Mhm.
like, well, I can't fight that logic.
Well, I could debate like no other if y'all need me to. But yeah, okay, who's gonna be number 5 now? Since I need to just take this pain away.
Would you all say? Okay, my vote for number 5.
Yeah.
Would be Final Fantasy,
Oh.
but my other vote for that I'd be willing to put for number 5 would be Tales of Symphonia. But if you all like Tales better than Dark Souls,
You and I are the
I mean,
only
than
ones
Dragon
that
Age,
played it.
then I am willing to. I mean, I'm happy Dragon Age got this far. I'm willing to sacrifice it at number 5.
Okay.
I mean, my love for Dragon Age is probably on par with Reese's love for Tales.
Yeah.
It sounds like more. I haven't played any Tales game 6 times.
Okay, well,
I've played.
I mean, Dragon Age Origins had 6 different opening stories,
That's
and
true.
it literally only changed the
That's true.
opening. But it was
Tales
still
is
enough that when I
significantly
started a new opening, I was like, well, I'm gonna play this all the way through.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy's number 1 in my world.
I know that.
We're not worried about number. With
All right,
that
we're
one.
number 5, Elder Scrolls
Uh,
or Dark Souls, one of those 2.
Goddamn, I gotta think of this one. I'm writing down like 1 through 5, but I can't figure out the order to put them. Whose turn is it to nominate?
We don't know yet. Just happened.
Who nominated last?
I guess it was me because we tried to
nominate
get
Pokemon?
chat, but they didn't really
Yeah.
agree. So I guess it was me. I was last.
You did Pokemon.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
So Nick. So
We had
it
a lot
goes
of
back-
people saying
goes
Dark
back to
Souls,
Thomas, right? Just spit it.
I guess so, but
Spit it
I already said that it'd be I would put Final Fantasy or Tales at number 5.
Well, pick one.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, you go to hell.
That was easy.
We haven't even talked about it. We haven't talked about Final Fantasy or Dark Souls here yet,
Yeah.
or Elder
Sure
Scrolls.
haven't.
Like, these all just like skated by.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
It's kind of what happens.
it's
I mean,
sort
that
of-
happened in the other one because we didn't feel like talking about Tails or Luigi until the end because we just knew they'd be up there.
Yeah, exactly.
This kind of same situation.
Yeah, you can't not have Final Fantasy. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it has its bad games and whatnot.
Where's that Final Fantasy video though? Before we start talking. There we go. I see video finally.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's going.
And Final
is
Fantasy
going.
has spawned several awesome movies.
Well, that's subjective.
They're
True.
all flawless and perfect, and no one can disagree.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I got Final Fantasy VII Advent Children right here in my hand.
Oh, watch it.
You're right.
So
That's
good.
Only because my
probably
roommate gave it to me during the
during last week.
last week, and it's been sitting at my feet ever since. Uh,
Yeah, Final Fantasy is a tough one because, I mean, you know, like 1, 2, and 3 did a lot for game mechanics. Like they invented a lot of great mechanics. They came
Oh,
up.
yeah.
A lot of it is a lot of what we have today is taken from that. And then you have the story-based games like 7 and 10 that are extremely popular and have
Mm. Yes,
a
yes.
huge
Pre-
huge
preach.
following in terms of
Preach.
narrative. But you know what?
Never mind. Stop
Uh,
preaching. Stop preaching.
How many of these games? How many of these games? You know, there's at this point there's about to be 15, and you know, including the sequels like 10-2, 13-2. There's like 20 games, and then there's all the tactics games.
The GameCube
that's-
one, too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have this huge
Crystal Chronicles or
monster
whatever.
titan of a series, but how many of these games are? How many of these games do people actually talk about and remember truly? And the other ones
Like
just become
5.
niche games.
Yeah.
Between-
I think there's
Like-
Final
like
Fantasy VII that's
3.
talked about a lot.
10
Final
is talked about a
Fantasy
lot.
Between
8, 10,
10-2.
and then whichever one has lightning in it.
between
Well,
7
well,
to
13
10.
is talked about for very controversial reasons. A lot of people
Mhm.
thought it was good, but a lot of people fucking hated it. So
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which one's 13?
that's the one with lightning.
Pink hair girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like her,
yeah.
but I haven't actually.
And it
played
was a fun game. The mechanics was different.
I
what
just
you
like the
were
art.
doing. That's what people hated the mechanics. I think the game was fun. The game was
Yeah,
a blast.
I liked it.
And yeah, that was more divisive than usual. Everyone's used to all the other like, oh, fine, blah, blah. Changed it all up. But between 7, 8, 9, and 10, there's your usual. Everyone has their number one out of those 4. Like, it's the best Final Fantasy, one of those.
Yeah.
And then you got your MMOs that are really popular still. Not 11, but the other one is. Is that 14? That's the MMO? Please.
I don't
someone-
remember.
David Jesus?
I think I think 14, 12 and 14 were MMOs. I think, and the
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
but 14 was the one. You've also got to consider that. I mean, you know, regardless of the state that they're in now, I think both of the MMO Final Fantasies that came out, they came out in atrocious, broken states and were unplayable.
Yes.
Was it 14 that actually had to like kill its own world
And they
in
redid
a
it.
giant apocalypse and then remake it as a Realm Reborn?
Yeah,
Something like
something
that.
like that.
Well,
One of those games was so inherently broken that they had
was
to like
11.
remake the entire thing.
It was 11 or 12.
So you
whatever
have
the MMO
so you
was.
have
No,
these
I
like
think it was 14.
so you on one side you have these few colossal successes that are praised and beloved by many. But I didn't play FF7 when I was young, and I tried to play it as an adult, and it does not hold up whatsoever.
Oh, I'm not
It's
gonna.
not. See, I'm sure you have a bias though. You played it when
No,
you
no,
were
no.
younger, didn't you?
I'm gonna go with the art of it. Didn't hold up. The story held up. The art did not.
Okay, that's fair. But I mean,
Yeah.
another part, but a huge
I'll-
part of it is like if the game doesn't, if it doesn't, the mechanics for me were not fun. It wasn't nice to look at, and so when you have these two really negative aspects, I don't care about the story, and I can't care about the story when the gameplay and the art are just so underwhelming and ugly.
Well, see, I can't disagree with that one because if you haven't played it and you play it again later, it's not. It's like when someone plays Star Fox later and didn't play the first one.
Oh, yeah.
To me,
yeah,
it's the same thing. I mean, I get you on that one. I'm not gonna disagree.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, Red. I know you streamed it when Cloud was announced for Smash, but
Yeah.
I was like, ew,
Oh.
like almost the whole time.
I won't disagree. It looked like booty butt cheeks. Ain't gonna lie.
Booty butt cheeks.
But I mean, but at the time it came out, there was a lot of info. The PS was it one? Yeah, the PS1 had to go through to play it. Goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I had 3 discs just to play the game. There's a lot of freaky story and a lot of depth in that game. That now you can get on 1 disc. That was unheard of, having 3 discs for 1 game.
yeah. It's
And
still
you
a
get the-
huge game today.
I mean, they kill off a main character you're not prepared for, which blows your mind. That most games
Well,
will.
spoilers.
I'm not saying who it was, of course not.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna say like most games are afraid to take out their
I was
one of
kidding. I
their
think everyone knows.
favorite
basically.
Yeah, I
players.
think at this point, 20
characters.
years later, everyone knows who it is.
Hey, dude, you know people are like, oh, what? They killed her? For shame! And
Did
not to deal with
somebody
that shit.
somebody die? And
Yeah, like they did like one crazy plot twist in 7. My favorite 2 are 7 and 10. Well, those are my favorite 2. And 10 was, even though it was corny as hell, sometimes with the damn random.
That's the one with Titus, right?
Yeah, Titus and Yuna laughing for no fucking reason because they're retarded. Yeah, that's some cringe moments. Which Final
Yeah,
Fantasy-
there's some cringe moments.
I mean, Final Fantasy was known for cringe and shit, but yeah, it's.
I
not-
mean, it
the
is
stories
a
are good in each one of
JRPG.
them, and they had the depth of most of their depth. Let's go. The depth of the game, like you can on 10, you have this giant ass way you can learn every single power, and you can have any character way you want them, right? Which is cool, but then it changes. Like in 7, it's like, oh, here's a wristband and a sword with little jewels on it you can do, or materia.
Oh my god, his arms look like freaking
Yeah,
barbells.
it looks weird. But it's like every Final Fantasy game changes the way to play, which is why I like it. That changes it up almost each game gets changed, and the stories are always good. But Final Fantasy does look like ass later.
I am excited for the remake though.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
remake looks
dude. Oh,
amazing.
me too. I'm
That
Like that
so
looks
cool.
sick.
See,
The 14
that's
yeah,
such a
sorry.
great fucking move because like you have so many people who obviously are going to want to play it for nostalgia reasons, but I'm hyped just to fucking experiencing it maybe the way people experienced it back then. Like I'm really excited for the FF7 remake. That's gonna be great.
And yeah, 15 coming out too, which is another. The game has way too much staying power, and
Mhm.
way too many good ass games. And they haven't been a bad Final Fantasy game. They're all good. Now are they great? No, not all of them. They're very rare go below good. And for an RPG franchise to keep it that level since the 85, 87, how are they not number 1? Why do they have to be number 5? I mean, they keep good quality games over and over again, while some of these series have not been out that long. But yeah, y'all go from there.
Alright. So you obviously think that it deserves to be higher than this.
Oh, shoot, I think it's number 1, if I'm gonna be honest. But that's his fanboyness right there. So I'll take 3. Give me 3. Yeah, I did. I said fanboyness. You damn right I did. I made a word up. Deal with it. We go with it.
Sorry, I'm just reading Nick in the chat there.
Madden 09.
Sorry, this is really abrupt, but I have to leave for work like right now.
Good.
Oh,
I'll,
sorry, I know this
We can
is
talk shit about Dark Souls.
Yeah, I know. I'm honestly happy it made the top 5. I mean, obviously my bias. I was like closing notes. Dark Souls is far and away. Nothing will ever come close. My favorite franchise in the world.
Pinata. Oh my god.
But yeah, but I mean, there is the argument that like without Elder Scrolls, without Final Fantasy, Dark Souls wouldn't be a thing. And Tales has been around for a really long time, much longer than the Souls series, so I'm sure that probably had some influence. So I mean, for me, like on an objective level, I think I could put Dark Souls at 3 at the most, but I understand if other people want to put it like at 5 or 4. I mean, it's my number 1, like by far. But
Okay.
objectively, and as far as the history of all RPGs go, I know it's not as important as the others. But I do want to say, it's Dark Souls is like breathing this refreshing, invigorating, unprecedented life into RPGs. It's so unique in its approach. It's so deep in its lore and story, and the mechanics are extremely creative.
Too
And
fucking hard to
in
play.
taking the history of RPGs and remaking them for a modern audience. So I'll just leave with that. I have to go.
That was a good argument.
Alright.
Mike has been
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Get out of here.
Later.
Alright, I respect Dark Souls for what it is. I am personally just complete balls at it.
See,
Like-
I'm not great at it. Like, I'm probably going to be the next one to be able to talk about it. I have a lot of my problems with the game, and it comes off like I hate the game, but it's because it has. And now that Nick's not here, it has one of the worst freaking fan bases you'll ever run into. Because
Oh my god,
they
you're not just- oh my
excuse
God.
they excuse every flaw in the game as difficulty, which is not the case. There are
Mhm.
a whole ton of flaws, and 3 isn't. I've put a ton of hours into all 3 games, but unfortunately, a lot of them didn't feel. They just felt more like a chore than anything. But I would say, also objectively, I think Dark Souls is one of the most important games to come out recently because I'm glad games, it's not so run of the mill. And if other games start to take things from it, they don't need to, you can have difficulty, you can have smarter enemies, you can have lore behind things without, you kind of like you're up to discover things. The game doesn't care if you figure things out. Like if you read item descriptions and find this secret and that secret.
Right. If you care about that stuff,
It's not gonna force anything down your throat. It's just gonna people feel like they're left hanging when they play it, but you just kind of gotta take it for what it is. So that's good and bad. And Nick and I would probably get into an argument about this. Dark Souls has one of the stupidest mechanics I have ever seen in a game of invasions. And
Oh, where you can just be invaded at any time, or
not exactly any time, but
can you just like unplug from the internet though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. But I'm fine with they have NPC ones where they invade you and they're usually pretty tough, but they have story, like you're wondering why this spirit or whatever is in this area. So they have story stuff. This game can get you really immersed in it. The atmosphere is amazing, the world is amazing. But nothing breaks that more than freaking invasions. I'm walking up to the last boss of Dark Souls 2 with a friend of mine, and then right in front of the doorway to play the final boss that we're excited to play and been hearing about, this something like XX Dragon Slayer 420, this dark spirit
Blaze it.
has invaded your game, and he's this giant, and he just made his guy super fat, and he was super good, and he just destroyed me. He came in, he dropped my frame rate, he lagged my game, and then beat me right before the final boss. And so I just had to go back to the last checkpoint kind of area and do everything over again. I was like, boy, that really made me feel like that was not fun at all. And because invaders, they come to your game when you become human in a way, like humanity or Ember, depends on the game.
Right.
Where you can summon teammates, phantoms, and stuff from other games, or they can come and get you at any time. So that it makes enough sense, I guess, lore wise. But you lose your stuff and they don't. Basically, here's what happens: you're playing the game, you get invaded, your game starts to lag. Not every time, obviously. And then when you start to beat this enemy that has pretty inconsistent hit and hurt boxes, the second you start to beat him, he runs away. He runs away. And he doesn't get attacked by enemies, you do. So then he hides behind as many enemies as he can. And then if you criticize the game, you get told, that's just difficulty. That's just the game. That's my opinion.
I guess maybe that's why I haven't
Does that sound fun at all?
looked into its flaws
Hell
most,
no.
because I've heard that its basically main flaw is difficulty. Maybe that's just what
That
I've been
is-
convinced to believe.
That is the main flaw. It legit is. It's so fucking hard to play, and that's why I stopped playing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got quite the learning curve.
Where would you put it, Reese? Because you are the last. I mean,
I would put
you and Nick are basically the reason it's this high.
Yeah.
Um,
I probably
wonder-
would have put it like 6 or so. With Witcher and Mass Effect over it. Well, maybe not Mass Effect.
Wow, dude, I would have put this
but
shit
in
top
terms-
5.
In terms of what we have, I'd put it at 4.
all right, Epic would also put it at 4.
I would have it at 5, 4 or 5, because the game is really good. I mean, bad at playing it. The game is amazing, as in what it can do and what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
able to do.
And it's
It's
like
just
an
I'm-
RPG in its truest sense.
Yeah, I'm just bad at it. That's why I hate the fucking game, because I'm bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, the game was fun until you start getting bodied.
I'm fine with getting body because you just kind of it makes you appreciate, not really
Yeah.
appreciate, but it makes you learn, which is
Mhm.
a lot of games don't do. Like there are plenty of arbitrary difficulties. I'm like, oh yeah, real difficult game, and I'm like, fuck you, and it'll have its glitches here and there, but you just kind of learn to adjust, and like I've definitely noticed that about myself in playing Dark Souls 3 with all the kind of newer players, because Dark Souls 3 is a little more mainstream compared to the first two. So yeah, I think it's an important game. I think it's overrated by a lot of people. I think it has a ton of flaws that people pretend don't exist because it's
All right,
quote
I think
difficulty.
we've all talked about it being either 4 or 5,
Yeah, I'd put Dragon
including
Age below it.
including people in chat. Okay, so I am probably the only one here that would put Dragon Age above it then, except for maybe Red. I don't know what Red has planned for 5. If he said this would be 4.
My 5 it would be Elder Scrolls, then Dark Souls
Oh, so you put Dark Souls at 2?
4.
Oh,
I'm going
4.
backwards. I'm sorry. Elder
No,
Scrolls
you're
at
good.
5, Souls at 4, Tales at 3, Final Fantasy and Dragon Age I can go back and forth on because I don't hate Dragon Age. I actually enjoy my friends playing it.
I don't hate Dragon Age either. I put like
And
50 hours into Origins.
when the times I do get to watch it is when my friend plays Dragon Age just for all the wrong reasons. Is the hook up because
My
she's
man.
retarded. No, it's a she.
Oh, my girl.
Yeah, it's even worse. So I enjoy her just trying to bang every single girl in the game if she can. Like whatever, more power to you. Which is entertaining to watch, and then the gameplay is actually pretty good too. So other than that, I want Final Fantasy 1, but I can go back and forth on that and Dragon Age.
Okay. Let's see. I would put Dragon Age at 1, Elder Scrolls at 2, Final Fantasy at 3, Tales at 4, and Dark Souls at 5.
I have no issue with this list right now, so I can rock with that. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I could pretty much rock with it either way.
I mean, yeah, there's some games I wish that were still on there, but even I know I had to take some of these games out because the
right, same. Like, I would probably have carried.
I would have tried to carry Pokemon to Ollie number 1, but there's no point because how good. And Xenoblade 2, I probably would try to carry to 5. But these other games are just way better than what they were doing.
I mean, I think we all have a pretty solid entry on here. I mean, I fought hard for Dragon Age. Reese is on the side of Tales.
Nick for Dark Souls.
Nick for Dark Souls and Red for Final Fantasy, and then we just all agree that
Elder Scrolls
Scrolls
belongs.
is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's not one of
So that's
It's got
If I
its
was going-
flaw. It's got tons of flaws, and like Skyrim's pretty overrated. But you can't not have Elder Scrolls. Morrowind and
Yeah.
Oblivion on their own would be there, and Skyrim still was a really good game. Like it
Like-
wasn't as perfect as people thought it was going to be, but it's still really fun.
yeah.
to be
And then
honest.
Epic says Elder Scrolls at 1, Tales at 2, Final Fantasy at 3, Dark Souls at 4, and Dragon Age at 5.
Like, to be honest about Elder Scrolls, I don't like the game at all. I think the game is a piece of shit. I think the series alone, I don't like the series either. Totally, like Skyrim, I think was shit, and the rest of the series was ass. But
I think as far as okay,
but
sorry, go ahead.
even I know it's a top 5 game in most lists. I might hate the game personally, but even I know, you know what, this game has its quality. And I look at it, it's a piece of garbage in my mind. But I see people way too damn they're way too many fanboys for this game to go it's that bad. And when everyone's like Elder Scrolls automatic top 5, even I'm like, you know what, they're probably right.
I think that as far as basically games that don't have fights sequenced off into encounters, so
Mhm.
like basically Tales and Final Fantasy on this list so far,
Yeah.
that Elder Scrolls is a weaker entry than both Dragon Age and Dark Souls. I think that Dark Souls and Dragon Age both do the, enemies out in the open, go fight them
Yeah.
better than Elder Scrolls does it.
I won't disagree.
So what should we do?
That's why I said Elder Scrolls was 5 in my world, just because of that. Because I think Dragon Age and Dark Souls are a better game than Elder Scrolls. I mean, series-wise, and because Dragon Souls goes from, of course, that first Demon one, then 2, then Bloodborne, which was a good game too,
Yeah.
and then 3
Bloodborne,
right now.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of it, or because I don't have a PS4. But boy, is it amazing!
Yeah.
It fits everything else. It just struggles because it's on PS4, so it has tons of load times, from what I hear.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we put Dark Souls at 5?
As long as Elder Scrolls does not sniff 3, I am okay.
As long as Dragon Age is 4.
Well, that makes Elder Scrolls. That means Elder Scrolls will hit 3
That's fine with
if that's
me.
the case. Come on, what's wrong with Dragon
Sounds
Age?
like Dragon Age needs to be 5.
I don't want Tales above 3.
Sounds like Tales should be 4.
So Dragon Age, Tales,
Dragon
Dark
Age,
Souls, Final Fantasy, Elder Scrolls.
Dragon Age.
I'm not putting Elder Scrolls
Dragon
number
Age,
1 though.
Dark Souls, Tales, Elder Scrolls, Final Fantasy, or Switch Tales and Elder Scrolls, in my opinion.
Yeah, T Devil Dogs. We've already kind of gone over that. That not all Final Fantasy entries are solid.
And neither are Tales games. Neither are
Right.
Elder Scrolls games, Dragon Age games.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen footage of like Daggerfall and Arena?
Oh, yeah.
Those are not fun to play,
Not
and they
great.
have not aged well.
Oh,
They have
bummer.
not aged well in the slightest. Morrowind even barely has aged well. I wouldn't go back and play Morrowind, even though it's a lot of people's favorites. I was just not a big enough fan. Oblivion, maybe, but that's...
Oblivion was good. Oblivion was
It needs to
important.
scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, Oblivion was good, and I think that's the last... Or that's the oldest one that I would still play,
Yeah, definitely.
which is literally only 2 of them.
All right. Do you want to do some Elder Scrolls footage before we have the list totally done?
Yeah, let's do that.
While you're putting those numbers up.
Well, I don't know what numbers to put up. We haven't really decided anything, have we?
Well, I guess we didn't. I thought we had Dark Souls was 5.
Okay, we're good with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, Dark Souls 5.
as long as Nick is pissed, I'll be happy.
Well, let's just read it out and then put Mass Effect at 5 instead.
Nice.
Just cause.
You're talking about a game that totally evolved from shit to good. Welcome to Elder Scrolls.
Wait, let's see. T Devil Dogs would put Final Fantasy at number 2.
Yo, my boy
Tales
T
at number
Devil Dogs.
4.
My boy T Devil Dogs.
Dark Souls at number 3. I just want to know if he'd put Dragon Age at number 1 or number 5. Let's see if he's my boy or not. Because I mean, I would put Dragon Age at number 1. I mean, I've already.
You know,
Oh yeah, my man.
you're an already cool with Final Fantasy being 1 or 2, so. But it's depending on how y'all are, because I mean, I think Elder Scrolls does not need to go up past 4.
I'm okay with Elder Scrolls at 4.
And we all got Tales at 3, which is cool. I could do a Final Fantasy 2 and Dragon Age. Dude, this is a good top list right now.
Wait, what the fuck? Dragon Age 1?
Oh, this is
That's what I'm disagreeing with.
Red says it's cool.
Oh,
I say
hey.
it's cool.
I
T Devil Dog says it's
I
cool.
don't give a fuck what Red says.
All right then. Hey, you know I want Final Fantasy 1 myself, but hey.
Yeah, I want Final Fantasy 1 myself too.
Oh, I got a teammate here.
Yeah.
All right
fuck?
then.
All right.
I got my second win. Let's do this.
Okay, so we okay with Elder Scrolls 4?
I guess.
And all right.
Make my sacrifice. Dragon
Tails is
Age, I don't
3,
even.
calm down.
Yeah.
You got Tails up there.
I know. I should count my blessings that way.
Yeah, you got Tails to number 3. I'm surprised Dragon Age made it this far, so I'm okay with that at 2. Because I absolutely will not deny the influence that Final Fantasy has had over most of these games, if not all.
Especially the
Um,
JRPGs.
And the fact that it's a franchise that has run from 1987 and is still going strong.
I looked it up, and counting the one that's like coming up soon is 65 entries
65
total.
entries into the series,
Yeah.
like of just Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, spin-offs and whatnot, but
Yo,
that's still 65.
65 good games. Get on their level. Get on their
He
level.
didn't say good. He said total.
Yeah.
Oh well, I can promise you at least 50 of them are good.
I don't think you can promise me that.
I can promise a lot of things, sir.
But
Can you
keep
deliver?
'em?
Hey, I was second the promise. I'm a politician right now. I'll promise anything. Get me elected.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this back to Final Fantasy footage because that is what made
Yo.
number 1.
Hey, Epic, I don't always get number 1, but when I do, it's because I am a fanboy.
We've all
Sweet man.
had our losses and our wins on these,
This is what
except for some
democracy's all
people in
about.
chat. I think some people in chat are getting salty at liking games that suck, and that's okay.
Please.
Huh.
Um,
I hope
Hey.
you take out a couple writs so you can just suck yourself, okay? So, F off.
Whoa.
Jesus. So done.
what are you talking about?
Oh, no,
Are you talking to me?
I hope so, 'cause I think you just hinted that Final Fantasy sucked.
No, I said people in the chat,
Oh,
like
well,
the people that have already
chat can
left.
go to hell. They're always such bad choices. We all know they do.
Like, come on, you can't tell me that Kingdom Hearts is better than. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is just Disney and Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
Final Fantasy wins.
Remember, it was made by Square Enix, so getting influenced by Final Fantasy. Who's in that game? Some Final Fantasy characters. Point to the sky.
Who developed Tales?
Please be Square Enix. Please be Square
No,
Enix.
it's not.
Damn it! I know it is. This one.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's
I think-
killing me. I can't remember the name.
It is.
I was.
So that-
Look at that.
Namco. Namco, Tale Studio, Production, IG. Those are developers.
I guess they just are called Tale Studios.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Namco Tale
Bandai,
Studios.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty solid.
And there's a new one coming out in August. Hella psyched.
Is there?
Yeah,
Want
Berseria.
to play it?
Play the other ones first. I'll lend you my.
I mean,
frickin-
Elder Scrolls has been Bethesda all the way. Dark Souls is whatever they are. But like, there's like a different developer for each of these top 5 games, so I'm okay with that too.
Fire Emblem would not have been number 1. I'm telling you that right
Basically,
Yeah, no way.
basically Nintendo's the only one that didn't get one up here
Bummer.
out of the 3 entries they had.
That's fine.
now. Fucking Pokemon being too generic,
And-
being
oh,
the same
Atlas
game
didn't
over and
get up
over
there
again.
either.
Shit.
Well, they had, I mean, Mario, Pokemon, Xenoblade, and Golden Sun are all Nintendo.
They have a lot of good games, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we said we didn't even add.
FromSoft,
Why
that's
wasn't
right.
Fable on this?
Ooh.
Cause nobody told me. to
Honorable
put it
mention,
on
guys.
here.
Fable.
Yeah,
a little
it-
late.
I can't just pop up a list of.
It's an honorable mention, not a.
Well, I just
15
picked
in
two
my
of them,
head,
you
throw
know,
it
I'm
on there.
like, but I thought at least someone would have said Fable.
I forgot about it.
X2, the cosplay Final Fantasy game, very underrated game here, very underrated. Yes, you can dress up into like berserker modes, half naked, crazy, just they're just moving wildly, just beating people's asses. Buy the game just for that reason.
What are you talking about?
X2, you
Which
can
one?
they can change their costumes, and their costumes give them different attacks and abilities.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, and Berserk was the funnest one. Yeah. I need to stop
Alright.
watching. I'm fanboying out way too much.
No, it's all good. That's why I leave the footage up here so that whatever earned number 1 can get the spotlight for a little bit.
I hope you know I'm giving everyone in the
Um,
chat 2 number 1s.
So what do you guys want to do for next week? Either I was thinking either fighting game franchises or.
I thought we were going a little racy this time.
Race?
Do you want to? Do you really
I
want
thought
to?
we were. I thought we were going like top tits or some shit like that.
What the?
Video games.
No. You can do it. I'm not.
I already have. I'll do it again. Don't care. Bring it.
Fair
Rule
enough.
34, baby.
I thought that was a joke.
Oh, never mind. I got my hopes up for no reason. Okay. How about we just like do best character in general, or is that gonna be way too hard to pick?
That's gonna be way too hard to pick.
Okay.
But it was either gonna be strategy, tactical, or what's it called? Fighting.
How about top 5 bosses sidekicks?
How about we figure it out off the
That
air?
is-
Sounds good. Let me finish this recording here. We got Final Fantasy at number 1, Dragon Age at number 2, Tales of at number 3, Elder Scrolls at number 4, and Dark Souls at number 5.
Hey, can I finish off with one thing before we leave this?
Mhm.
Sure, I'm gonna end the recording
No, no,
after
yet, don't
you
end-
finish what you're saying. Oh, after you say what you say.
Yeah. Ready? Fuck Persona.